is a certain man with chops upon his face.
He is big and strong and finally found his place.
Most players look at him with terror and with fear.
But to Oiler fans, their eyes he brings a tear. He can skate about 100 miles per hour, full of anger and fire. But he's also got the hands and power that a fan base desires. Cassian shot the puck and it went in. He scored a goal, so we'll play the song. Cassian, he's missing teeth when he grins. He'll beat you up if you do him wrong.
6:01 on a Tuesday morning. What is up, everybody? How are you doing? Dusty and Lieutenant Eric back with you once again. Good morning to all you nasties already chilling over there in the nasty chat. That's great. And if you are listening online, listen live at edmontonsportstalk.com. And welcome to you as well. You can text us, Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Eric, were you not putting the Edmonton Sports Talk on some home screens last night?
I showed a table of six, not young bucks, not old guys either, but, you know, I mean, decent,
experienced folks.
Yeah, and I mean, the look on their face when I showed them how easy it was to kind of consume what we're doing here and get that site on your homepage, you know, lack of an app. It's easy. I did the tying of the shoes analogy. They all loved it. So Brent and from Ernest's and his buddies there.
All right.
Big Bengals fan. Huge Bengals fan in attendance. But
Ooh, he must have been happy.
They got it all. They got it all. So it's very easy. And hopefully they spread the word as well and you teach people. Like I kind of think over like Christmas holidays, you're gathering with family. Oh, let me show you how to do it. And then everybody's showing how to do it. And,
that's great.
You spread it.
Oh, yeah, we had a meeting last week with a client. I grabbed his phone and said, look, this is all you do. Boom, done. He's like, oh. It's pretty easy. I said, yes, it is very easy. And hopefully it'll be easier here in the near future as well. Nasty chat already rolling today. For all of you who are like watching the show on YouTube at 6:02 in the morning, make plans. October 5th, join us for the Thursday Nighter at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. We're going to have the whole EST crew out there and really looking forward to being there for the game. What'd you have to eat last night, buddy? What was on the radar?
I put on a poll. I couldn't really decide, but it loaded burger on Monday night, which is great. I mean, those are flying out of the kitchen left, right, and center. But I ended up settling on and I want to get the name right because I want to give it the credit due, the Bring On the Meat pizza.
Bring on the meat.
Bring on the meat.
That sounds like something I'd like.
It's got it all. Like the salami, pepperoni, the brisket. The brisket, they put brisket on everything.
They put brisket on the pizza?
You want to get ice cream there, they'll put brisket on the ice cream. But it's a nice, I got the nice little 8-inch personal size, personal pan. They toast that cheese on the top. It gets a nice brown crust.
Come on.
It is like a...
Come on.
It's like a home... Everything there is like homemade. It's not... none of it's like bar food, I guess you can say, which is not their own bar food. But yeah, so Bring On the Meat pizza, 25. You know, it was kind of... Everybody wanted me to get the schnitzel. I'll do it one of these days, but
the schnitzel sandwich or whatever it is. Yeah, I was intrigued by that. I can't remember what I voted for.
3 more days, 2.5 days until the smoked brisket cheesesteak is back.
He's counting it down.
Well, I'll say this too: like Lions Packers this Thursday. If we couldn't have bumped up the whole,
I would be there this Thursday, but I'm flying to Vancouver Thursday night.
Yeah.
Damn. That would have been awesome.
Maybe Goodell will flex.
That's the last thing we need. Is like we actually get like let's try. We're hoping to have a pretty good crowd on the 5th. Like so make it marking your calendar. Swing by and join us. It should be a pretty good time. You can get in on this brisket sandwich. The last thing I need though is to be making a fool of myself in front of everybody while the Lions are struggling with the Packers or something. I feel like that's not a good way to make a first impression. So anyway, a conch for this. What's it called? All the meats or bring the meats?
Bring the meats.
Bring the meat pizza.
Meat, lots of meat.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. Yeah. All right, 780-218-9999. Did you watch the Oilers preseason game last night, and why?
Of all the TVs there, they didn't have that on.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
We did have tube sauces with me. We were watching the World Tag Championships at one point.
Those look... I've seen that pop up on social, man.
One guy blew his knee out by just you're jumping and you're going around there. And the slow-mo replay and his knee, and he grabs it. And
you know what? I don't blame him.
It was amazing.
I guarantee if I tried to play tag there, I would seriously get injured.
It's great theater. Or like run into a bar, like take your neck out. Like there's lots of... It's like a jungle gym.
That would not be good. They are phenomenal athletes, so to see them run around and imagine Imagine like in elementary school, you're outside playing tag and your teacher goes, stop doing that. It's ridiculous. You'll never make a living off of it. And you said, yes, I will. One day I'm going to grow up and I'm going to play tag professionally. And now you're sitting there going, who's laughing now?
Make millions and millions of dollars.
I don't know if there's a big deal like sponsor wise for the top tag players.
I wouldn't mind bringing it to Edmonton. If you need a ringer.
Yeah.
But we had that only. The Mariners losing again. That was great. Both football games last night. The Caliente Greyhounds were...
How were they?
Buzzing
They were
there.
doing
It's
good?
just buzzing there, yeah. There was one horse race where one guy was getting extremely pissed off. And I couldn't get him. Tried to get the phone, I couldn't get him. But it was quite another evening. Thanks for Tube Socks and all the new nasties that came as well.
I'm on the A&W latte again.
You didn't.
I don't think I'm ever going back, boys. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I'm ever going back. It's just
Well, you got the travel mug
and
now.
you know what's great is you get the small one and actually pour it in a thing like this. It almost looks full.
Perfect.
So
Just perfect.
yeah, $2 lattes until the end of September at A&W.
$1 coffee.
$1 coffee, $2 lattes, caffeine milk. As if I describe it to myself as caffeine milk in my head, I have a lot easier time drinking it than if I was like, oh, I'm having a latte or a coffee.
Does
or
it
whatever.
sadden you that you wasted so much time up to this point before meeting the
No, that's okay.
Time
Like,
lost.
I went
you're
home
not
yesterday because Tam's a big coffee latte, all that type of stuff, right? So I said to her, had another latte this morning. And I said it like that too. I had another latte this morning. I said, I put sugar in this one. And she looked at me and she goes, don't do that. I said, what? She goes, don't put sugar in your latte. The last thing you need is another unhealthy thing going into your body. I was like, what?
It's a good point.
So anyway, this is no sugar in this one today.
You don't need it.
I didn't add the sugar. And you know what? I think this one actually tastes better.
You don't need it.
No, I think it actually
You'll
tastes better.
be all right. A couple PSLs today for the. You said you're going to the corn maze, maybe.
Well, yeah, we're gonna hit up the corn maze later today.
Some pumpkin spice.
I'm gonna have 2 pumpkin spice lattes on the way out there, and then sprint through the corn
You're a
maze.
new man. It's great. I love it.
Just as fast as I can. I think that would be. Good. JBB and the Bing Bing Boys to the Paris Jewelers inbox at 780-218-9999. Caffeine is addictive. Did anyone tell Dusty this? I don't think it's that addictive. Just since I had one, I have to have one every single morning.
Yeah.
Is that the definition of being addicted to something?
And if you don't have one,
I feel really down in the dumps.
yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm here for your non-caffeine show eventually. That'll be fun.
Hey, boys, I'm listening from Japan. Munching them's data. Nom, 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 nom. Everybody's munching the data now.
Pin on the board.
We're all data munchers. Yes, we got to get the calendar. We should just go on Amazon and order one right now.
Okay.
I'm going to go on Amazon right now.
It was funny. I was at a physio appointment yesterday.
Wait, are you allowed to talk about these appointments?
I'm patient. I'm allowed.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I think we need to clarify. I'm not
No,
sure.
name the
I'm not
players
going. But
involved.
as I was walking, they had a map with pins.
What?
And I was like, and I meant to take a picture and I was leaving to send you guys.
At
Did
the
you stop
physio.
and look? Isn't it
No,
interesting?
because
Yeah,
I
you
wasn't.
just-
I was walking into the appointment. Then when I was leaving, I completely.
Wait,
forgot
look at
about
this. If you Google world map, the second round, I'm on Amazon. World map travel pin board.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's see this. Oh, beautiful. Ooh, these are expensive.
Well, you could just buy a world map poster.
We
And we could buy pins at
Okay, we don't need
a
the
dollar store. We
official.
don't have to make it that official.
okay. I
I'll
was
draw
gonna say,
you a map if you
What
want.
if we got the game Axes and Allies and put the board on the wall?
Yeah,
It would
fill in the
work.
borders.
It would work.
And,
Yeah. We can put this above that table that Tommy sits at when he works his way in here. This is like something like this. This is like what we had in school. Some of the countries are different colors and stuff. Yep. Okay, we'll get one of those. That'll be pretty fun. Wow, what an eventful day already here at Edmonton Sports Talk. We got a great lineup today. We got the hangout coming up. Will Fraser in the house today. Woo! Will Fraser.
Will he be running here? Is how long he will be staying here till 5? Like I'm every time Will visits now, it's a new story on its own, outside of whatever he's doing, hang out, this show, whatever. I like the Will off air is the best.
Oh yeah. Will just walking around. They basically he acts more at home here than we do. It's wild. So Fraser's going to be in today with Andrew Peard. I don't know if Fraser and Peard's have ever met each other, so that should be pretty fascinating. Oh, look at this. Where'd you get this Gager picture here? What is this? What are we doing?
That's his Twitter profile.
Oh, I know. It looks really sharp. That right there, that's a financial advisor.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I'm slowly trying to figure out ways to fill that space
no, I
in. There's
like
a couple
that.
of other. I'm trying to see if I could get like a weather thing in there.
You know what else?
Constantly showing the temp.
Somebody else said we could throw a QR code up there so people watching could like scan it to mystery things every day. You don't know where the QR code's going to
Wow,
take
that could.
Yeah.
Well, there's that, or it could like if we're giving out info.
Yeah, it
Like,
could
hey,
just
you
go
can
to
do
the
this.
info. Yeah, that too. I was
Gotta-
thinking of like a mystery code. You don't know where it's going to go if you click on it. Some days it could go
The
to like
link
a,
of the day.
a sponsor. It could go to like a sponsor with a deal, or the next day it could go to like a naughty video or something.
An
like that.
appointment on Gager's casting coach.
It's-
You've won a free appointment.
It's the risk you take. It's the risk you take. But hang out today, Piersey and Phrase. We'll have another episode of The Lock Shop with myself and Huss today. We'll be breaking down the Monday Nighters. We'll be taking an early look at Week 4 lines. And obviously, we'll probably play a game of Guess the Number on the Canadian Football League lines.
And
too,
I'm
if they're
sorry
not
if
up
you
yet.
mentioned this already. Peart and Phrase have never met, correct?
No. Which a part of me thinks Phrase will try to do that thing where he asserts his dominance and absolutely just tears Piersey to shreds. So, Piersey, we apologize in advance on behalf of Edmonton Sports
Can't
Talk.
miss. Can't miss.
Yeah. Joe Belineski says the first QR code is to the sexy massage parlor down the street. Seductions. That's where YouTube Trev went on Friday, and now he can't come in.
Yeah, talk about that patient confidentiality stuff
sorry.
here.
Does patient confidentiality work with like us? How's that work?
Yeah, yada yada. He's not coming in.
Yeah,
Seductions.
I like that. Northside Sandwiches, and it says this picture of Gager coming up at 7:05 is intimidating. He looks like a boss who's going to be cool while scalding me.
It's a power stance, eh? Hands, legs open a bit, leaning forward.
If you're watching right now on YouTube in the Nasty Chat, other jobs that Gager could have based on that photo. Yeah, you can hit us up there. If you are listening online, make sure you tell your friends how easy it is.
School counselor, if I may.
Oh, school counselor.
So what do you want to do when you grow up? Yeah?
To me, he looks like a guy who hasn't had a job in a year and a half and is sitting on a couch waiting to go in for an interview.
Very eager.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, Gage will be by two guys and a goalie today with myself and Cass as well. Our top 50 continues. Obviously, we'll have some Oilers to discuss as well. Quickly on that. Well, actually, let's lay out the show for us and what we're going to be doing. At 6:25 today, I got a little surprise for the boys. So it's nothing physical. It's not in-house. I think it's exciting. So I decided to save it to 6:25.
I think we all, the three of us in this room, love a surprise. I had two last week that showed up later. It's nice to just preface, even if it's not that
awesome
big.
to have a surprise.
Well, just being told that there's a surprise, whatever it is. I mean, I don't care.
I always say
It's nice now.
one of the few surprises left in life would be if your kid's a boy or a girl. Right? Like if you don't find out what it is, it's amazing. We did that with both of our kids, but this, I also like a good morning show surprise. It just gets us. Are you guys excited right now?
Well, Maddie, you mentioned working in the mornings now. You're kind of in that weird, anything could be a surprise. You're going to be, the surprise is the surprise. It's great.
It's a weird state of mind.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the surprise is the surprise.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It could be anything, I don't
remind
care.
me in case I forget. But we'll get to the surprise here.
Oh,
around,
that tells you how good of a surprise this one is.
6:25 today. We'll get into that. 6:45 today. We will revisit our deal with Alley Cat and some of the best beer names that we've seen so far. So we'll go there around 6:45 today. Gager's going to be by at 7:05 this morning. We'll do a cool bet hotline. Jalen Hurts rushing touchdown. Cool bet hotline yesterday.
I'm
got
shooting the money.
You got one. We hit one right there. Boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom,
yeah.
boom, boom. So that was big.
What was it, the Rams? Was it the three? What were we
It
talking about
was
yesterday?
3. The line was 3. Yeah. Well, actually, it was 2 in the morning. It turned to 3 by the lock shop.
Yeah. Okay.
So you got it.
Yeah.
No, you were on the rounds.
3, yeah.
Don't worry,
yeah,
buddy.
yeah,
you hit that last night. Well done, sir. I got
just
the
did
push.
that last field
I
goal.
took it
and
at
just
3 in the
kinda,
lock
yeah.
shop. Yeah, a ton of field goals last night. NFL's huge field goal league. Yeah. That's kind of funny.
It's pro.
Confessions at 7:45 today for Spectrum Rental. Be ready for that. What do you need to get off your chest from a fantasy football perspective? I know if any of you have Devon Achane, you probably had him on your bench. That's not even like a shame thing. That's just one of those things that happens in the fantasy week. But what else do you need to get off your chest? We'll go there at 7:45. And then at 8:05 today for a couple of segments. And by a couple of segments, mean we might even blow out the update and just chat with Dean Faithfull for like 30, 35, 40 minutes. I guess we can do that now. So
I'd just like if he sat down and told us his career up to this point. We don't even need to that's interesting enough.
I was on his Wikipedia page last night. I was
Guys gotten around.
Oh yeah, I was Wikipediaing two things last night. Dean Faithfull and Travis Tritt's big hit, Trouble, new Achy Breaky podcast coming. New Achy Breaky podcast coming later on today.
Yeah, both very interesting. Both you can just get a deep dive into.
I want to ask him tell us about the Travis Tritt hit sing. I wonder if he'll stick around after doing Achy Breaky podcast with us. That would be
First
great.
guest? Why not him? Yeah.
Gager looks like a used car lot finance manager explaining to you why 30% APR is a great deal.
He'll convince you.
I don't even know what any of that means. Alan is in on the nasty chat today. It says, I'm still looking for the QR code for the massage parlor. He's scanning that graphic right now. Like, where's the QR code?
Scanning Gage.
What's going on here? All right. As for the football last night, it wasn't a brilliant night of National Football League action. The Eagles, a tidy 25-11 victory.
Taking care of business.
DeAndre Swift looked great again.
Yeah.
We hit him yesterday on the lock shop over 37.5 rushing yards, and he killed it.
Buccaneers figured out now, hey? Shall we say, after their opening wins there to, what was it, the Vikings and the Bears?
The Eagles, and Eagles fans might actually agree with this. I don't know, maybe not. But the Eagles look like the least impressive 3-0 team in the league.
Yeah.
Like all they're doing is just taking care of business.
In that conference, though, you just kind of
that's all you need to do, right? Yeah. Beat the Niners when you play the Niners, and that's about it, right? And then the Bengals. That's a big win.
Burrow's
a big
back.
win for the Bengals.
Burrow is back.
Like, they pretty much had to have that one. Burrow is back, but McPherson's the story. 4 field goals in that ball game. He alone covered the over 3.5 field goals that you usually can bet over with our betting partners at CoolBet. But let's be honest, you're not clipping a bunch of plays from last night's 2 football games and throwing them out today to explain why the NFL is so awesome.
No, we're watching Dolphins tape and comparing it to the Canadian game.
Yeah. How about that?
I just didn't want to.
Well, but no, let's get to it. What did Troy Aikman say yesterday?
Well, and he said
Or
with Joe Buck shooting eye lasers at him, like, shut up, stop saying that. But, like, to paraphrase, he was talking about the motion, right? And how exciting it is and how fun it is to watch the Dolphins play offense. Yeah.
He said it basically kind of is like the way they do things in the Canadian Football League. So he's describing the most entertaining offense in the National Football League and comparing it to pretty much just in general offensive schemes in the Canadian Football League.
And it wasn't like a Collinsworth, he usually like tosses away to the seat. Do that up there in the Canada game. But there was like a pretty like astute, realistic, and Buck was just like, that's enough.
There's another field goal coming up. Everybody needs to calm down. Everybody needs to calm down.
It's good they're taking interest, though. You love to see it.
You mentioned it right off the top there. Mariners lose. I saw they were down 5-0 in the ninth. I'm assuming they ended up
they're done.
Hanging on to lose that game. And the Rangers. So Astros, Rangers. Yeah, Mariners are in a tough spot now.
They are. Yeah,
it's
only
good
going to get
news
tougher.
night, I guess, for the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, well, the Jays now got a rake against the Yankees, right? Because then they get Rays at the end, too. Like, that's
good. Like to see them rake.
You got to do it now. Go against this 3-game setting.
Rake early
to really, give yourself a little room there. But
that would be excellent. 780-218-9999. If you'd like to text us today, is the Paris Jewelers inbox, and one of you will win the text of the day for A&W. I love that yesterday. Kevin came in to pick up his A&W.
There's a madhouse in here.
Certificate. And we were talking CFL Fantasy, and that's why I love the hangout, man. We're like, hey, there's an open chair. Kev, sit down. Let's talk a little CFL Fantasy.
I think listener Chris came in. Pardon me if I got the name wrong.
With his boy.
Brings his boy. And he, like, I thought we were in trouble.
Did
like
you?
he beelines it towards me. I'm like, whoa. The good thing about winning a prize, I guess, with us is you get to come in and see the station.
check
a little
it,
bit of a half tour there if you want. So.
I obviously I was on the hangout, but I think I ran into Chris at the tailgate.
Oh, really?
On Friday and stuff, and yeah, he was wondering about hats and merch and stuff too.
Oh,
so.
yeah. Stay tuned. Yeah.
I see a day.
And then Bones was in.
Yeah, Bones
It was
popped
like,
by.
I was doing the hangout with Trey Ford and Gavin Cobb, and all we could see is people just keep coming in, and we're like, what's going
I
on
popped
here?
out quickly, came back. There was like 6 people here. I was like, what's going on? The commish was here from the Turf District podcast. It was great. Yeah, Bones dropped off some garlic for you yesterday.
It's an annual, you talk about surprises,
Yeah.
and I know it's coming all year, but whenever he comes in and brings me my garlic, I'm just totally thrilled. House is going to be smelling great again.
Tommy Rubella to the Paris Jewelers inbox. Fraze is going to make himself as large as possible and start honking like a goose to assert his dominance over Piercy today.
I want him to just simply grab his bicep. Oh, you're working out, eh?
Not as, how far can you run? Comes walking in. Hi, I'm Will Fraser. What's your personal best?
Can we join you in the hangout? Like, I want to be around.
Is it possible for Eric and I to set up a couple of chairs just in the doorway of the hangout today and just sit there
God,
and
I
watch
can't
how
wait.
this goes? That's going to be good. All right. Ways that Fraze is going to assert his dominance over Peardsey. Could be how you win text of the day today. 780-218-9999. Coming up, a little bit of a surprise for the boys. And we'll get into this. Damian Lillard and the Six. Can Drake close this deal? Find out when we return. And we'll also talk about how Broberg was both the best and worst player on the ice last night. This is incredible preseason content. Let's get to a sports update with Lieutenant Eric.
On that note, the Oilers shut out on the road 5-0 to the Jets. Calvin Pickard, 20 saves for Edmonton. They'll be back home to host the Canucks tomorrow. Over to the NFL, doubleheader on Monday night. Eagles improving to 3-0. They defeat the Bucs down in Tampa 25-11. Joe Burrow, he tossed for 259 yards, a season high for him. Bengals winning their first game of the season, 19-16 over the Rams. You can join me at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road Thursday. When the Lions take on the Packers, it'll be another chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for 2 to Los Angeles to catch the Rams and Browns. The Century Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. Jays are back on the diamond tonight to kick off a 3-game homestand against the Yankees. Kevin Gausman will start for Toronto up against Michael King. Texas and Houston both winning last night. Jays a game and a half up on Houston for that second wild card spot.
The EST Hangout.
Matt Awanek, Tom Gazzolo.
Yeah.
As well as we got Min Darwell from CDC and Doug McLean, Golden Bears Pandas analyst, along with the Stingers.
I think the older this kid gets,
Connor?
you're starting to see glimpses of what we're not privy to inside that room.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, now we're starting to see these guys put a stamp on this team. I think that culture that they're creating, instead of having it top down where it has a trickle down effect, I think it's working both ways where it kind of dictates what happens with the executive and the hockey side of the front office.
EST Hangout, weekday mornings at 9, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey, Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for The Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla, as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio. Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch, Sundays at 8:30, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Tuesday morning with the Nielsen Show. Thank you very much for being here. What the hell is that? Look way over there. Look to your right, Eric. There's a QR code on the screen. My goodness, Matty Iwanek, this guy's not messing around. Let me see here. Everybody test the QR code right now. Matt, will we be able to track how many people actually click on this QR code? I feel like probably
I don't think
could.
so.
Oh.
Well, I guess in one way we can.
And it takes you to EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Okay, I guess I shouldn't have ruined it for everybody.
For the first one, I might as well.
Yeah, no, I mean,
selfishly get people back to our site.
It does make sense. No,
maybe later in the show I'll do something a little different.
That's good. We mix it up. I
won't lie. With
mystery QR code.
Well, the computer, I'm feeling we could throw a little more at the computer.
Don't you dare.
Hey, you know what? We can do whatever we want.
Before it was, I didn't want to do anything beyond Wirecast.
Yeah.
But now I feel like I could use the internet a little bit.
Okay, good.
To do things like the QR code.
Good. I like that. I like that a lot. Mitchie63 in the nasty chat today. Is YouTube Trev still recovering from his Friday night with the boys? I'll just say this. YouTube Trev came out on Friday night, had the best night of his life, and yada, yada, yada. They were testing him for something yesterday.
I told you off the air, I don't think he's been around so many people in such a short period of time. Like just a collection of just different bodies and like immune systems and germs. Yeah. And yeah, he's getting city-ized here.
We told him, whatever you do, don't go back to Tommy Gazzola's house tonight. And then he does.
Yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, yada, yada, yada. He texted me yesterday and goes, I'm just getting some blood work done. Just like everybody else who's been to Tommy Gazzola's house on a weekend. Am I right? By the way, Tommy in today. He should be in. We're probably setting the over-under at around 8:25-ish today. Phrase will be here before Tom. I would bet my mortgage on that if I didn't bet it all on the Joe Burrow passing prop last night. But yeah, we'll see how that day goes. It is Tuesday. Somebody right off the top today say, guys, how much for the music license to get some Creed back here again? First of all, a music license is like insanely expensive. Second of all, I did exchange emails yesterday with our parody folks, and they're good to go on some new work. I said, hey, radio station killed us. But we'd still like to do a little bit of work with you guys. They're like, "Yep, we're good to go, lock and loaded." So
was this the
I
first
feel
contact?
I feel a couple of first contact post blowout,
and they're cool. Like they're
awesome. They're good to go. So I feel like there's a couple of Creed parodies that are going to be rolling in here on Tuesdays for you.
If there's anything better than Creed, it's a Creed parody.
Oh man!
I mean, at least do the Marlins song if we could get that added to the catalog. You know, just a 30-second quick one of that.
That would work as well. We're going to get to some of the names that we got yesterday for our new beer that we're working on with Alley Cat and Sobeys. We'll go there at 6:45 today. I want to get into the quiet stuff, but I did say I had a little bit of surprise for the boys here. As we continue to build things, it's always exciting when you get a new client on board. And we got a new client on board. I'd like to welcome to the family United Sport and Cycle. United Sport and Cycle is on board. Hey, United Sport and Cycle.
You're going to live with me now. I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you. Oh, I love you, John. Oh, I
How exciting is this?
He sure got us, hey, Maddie. Like, we were
Was
talking.
that not a great surprise? It was a great surprise because we were talking about some things earlier today, and could you tell I was sitting here quietly? I was like,
poker
yeah,
face.
I saw that. Yeah, don't worry
just
about
went
it.
straight on.
They're getting on for the weekly rankings of power.
Get out of here.
They're getting on for a daily sports update.
My heart.
And they're getting on for a new segment we're going to launch with them called the Local Spin. Get it? Cycle. And they love the local community. So it's going to be like this Local Spin segment where we talk about something locally, but then tie in a trivia question to it and give away a gift certificate as well. So huge thanks to Kelly and the crew for hopping on board of this. They were by here. They saw the offices. I think they when you come by and see what we're doing, you get what we're doing.
You put it all together. Yeah.
And it was awesome yesterday. He emailed me back yesterday afternoon. And he's like, we're in. Let's do all this. I was like, yes, let's go. So a conch today for the crew over at United for believing in us.
The QR code may be a little different right now.
What? You updated the QR code already? Ooh. Oh my God, this QR code game is super fun. Oh my God. It goes right to their website. This is amazing.
On the fly. I love it.
Man, we should have been using QR codes for years. This is amazing.
They are actually quite useful.
Yeah, this is pretty sweet. Yeah. I didn't realize you could change things that quickly. Anyway, click on the QR code right now on the screen.
Hey,
that's awesome. Hockey Day sale, up to 30% off. Shop right now. So yeah, that's kind of neat. So yeah, huge thanks to Kelly and the crew for hopping on board there. If you're looking for all of your gear for pretty much any sport ever in the history of sports, you can find it at United. It's going to officially start next week, but we're going to give them some love this week as well for hopping on board. And
there's always extra love to be dished around.
Well, it's true. Yeah. And I think we might announce another one tomorrow. So that's exciting too.
Just keeps coming.
Things are good. Things are good. Old salesman Dusty putting on the cap and going to work.
It's that curved brim that's really getting the signatures over there.
It's actually when you roll in with that CFL hat.
Yeah, it's the shield. Yeah.
Like, what are you supposed to do when you see somebody repping the shield?
Yeah, it's the shield, man.
We're in.
Shield.
We're in.
The shield.
It just works out extremely well. So anyway, great relationship there we're going to have. I mean, with the support that we've got so far, it's just been absolutely incredible. So thank you to everybody who's contributed. And hey, if you're watching or you're listening, go support these companies that have hopped on board with us. We wouldn't have been able to bring this back or do anything that we're doing here at EdmontonSportsTalk.com without the support of all of our sponsors and, of course, the approval of HR Daddy, which was a great addition.
Need that.
To Edmonton Sports Talk yesterday. Hey, let's dive into this. This is the first time on Nielsen Show 2.0 that we've played this clip. Man, that's a deep pull because I don't even remember playing that on the old show for like the last couple of years. But when we talked to Association City, little Kawhi Leonard. Yeah, that's Kawhi. Did you forget about Kawhi? Yeah.
Out of there.
Completely out of
this is great.
No.
Another surprise. I'm just getting surprises. Boom, boom, bam.
For the first time on this show, we are talking NBA because apparently, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong here, but you're looking like the Toronto Raptors right now are being viewed as the front runner to get their hands on Damian Lillard. Where's Rip City Step at right now?
He's in the YouTube chat. I can see that Portland logo right there. Coffee is closers, Dusty. Thoughts Rip City Step because I had heard he was vetoing it. And he moved to Toronto or anything like that. He was like Miami.
You heard that Dame Dollar was gonna.
Yeah, and that was it.
But think about the Drake collaboration.
Well, sure. Now he probably slept on it, for a couple of days, as you do. And
if he takes the rap game seriously, how would you not want to be with an organization that is some way affiliated with Drake?
Yes, I mean the
doesn't make sense.
Center, the OVO training center. I mean, you could be going there, right? Is that the?
I think it makes a lot of sense. Maddie, have you seen what the return would be on this? Like, what is the rumor here? Is it Scotty Barnes plus a bunch of stuff?
I've seen Scotty Barnes' name being thrown out.
It would have to be. They're not going to get Damian Lillard without moving Scotty Barnes.
Well, what else do you have as if you're the Raptors?
Scotty Barnes and picks.
Well, it's picks.
And Anunoby.
But if you're the Trailblazers, who would you rather be pushing for, right?
Well, the Trailblazers are probably asking for both of those guys.
Right, so
then
are you willing to give up Scotty Barnes for Damian Lillard?
It's a great question.
Mark Spears, senior NBA writer for ESPN, 2 really high-ranking team executives believe the Raptors are the front runners for Dame. They wouldn't be surprised if he ended up in the 6, and he spells 6 with the number 6.
The 6
so
and
it's real.
Plus the IX.
Yeah.
It
So
never makes sense to me.
Yeah. So I guess things have changed here, but
I will also say that sources to TSN say that the Raptors' interest is real, albeit a bit overstated at this point too.
Okay.
That came out late last night.
So
as well.
they're
But
interested,
they might be
but-
cool putting a little cool water on it just to maybe because they don't want to get everyone excited if something doesn't happen.
Okay, so to me, if you're going out and getting Damian Lillard, you're probably having to give up at least Scotty Barnes. If you could keep Anunoby, that would be good. Can you build a is that a championship caliber group? Or is it an Eastern Conference championship group with Siakam, Damian Lillard?
Well, I'll say, according to Josh Lewenberg, in his article that he says the most plausible trade package could likely center on Anunoby and include former Trailblazer Gary Trent Jr., rookie Grady Dick, salary filler, as well as multiple firsts. So not having Scotty Barnes in that.
But not Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes in that. So that's going to change the way you're going to think about this.
There's
the 2 ways. Is it with Anunoby and one with Barnes?
So it would be Anunoby. Grady Dick's the kid they just took, who wore the hilarious red suit and is like a lights-out shooter. Gary Trent Jr.'s pretty good secondary scoring. And then multiple firsts as well.
Well, apparently the Heat packages Tyler Hero in 2 first-round picks, which would be for that. It's a great position now. They can just kind of...
Huh.
But Dame and Drake and...
I don't know.
I don't. Player. Dame's a player.
He's a player, but are the Raptors in a spot to be that team that goes and acquires him? Like the Toronto Raptors aren't winning a title with Damian Lillard. So why are you going and getting Damian Lillard? In my opinion,
it's fun. I guess would be the.
Let's say you don't trade Scotty Barnes away.
I still don't think
Barnes and Damian Lillard good enough to get you to an NBA Finals.
Well, Barnes had a little bit of a down year.
But
that's going to happen. That's going to happen, right?
You'd expect him to develop and get better.
Yeah.
Or is that a duo? Because, in the NBA, it's very much duos. Is that a duo that could take you to an NBA final? Because anything can happen in the final. The goal is to get to that spot and see what occurs. Is that a good enough duo in the East to get there?
He's staying in Portland.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Lillard has been mentioned to be moved everywhere forever. So I don't know. Interesting discussion.
Yeah.
And I was really happy to be able to play that clip again. So
I think for a Raptors fan, though, it's nice. It's encouraging to hear your team.
They're still trying to be aggressive.
I mean,
no,
what degree of activity,
fair.
I guess. But
yeah, no, I think that's true.
And the last time Masai did something like this,
it was Kawhi.
It did get a title.
Yeah. Now, LeBron was hurt that year, and the Warriors got all banged up too. So. But
give
still,
them their
a title's
due.
a title. A title's a title.
Give them their credit.
A title's a title. But if the Warriors are healthy, they're not winning.
Play the thing one more time.
A lot of NBA talk coming up. Let's get to a couple of text messages. We were talking about Phrase coming in today with Andrew Peart on the Hangout at 9 o'clock and ways that Phrase is going to assert his dominance over Peardsy. Been a couple of pretty good text messages so far. This one we read a little bit earlier from Tommy Rubella. Phrase is going to make himself as large as possible and start honking like a goose to assert dominance. AJ listening out in Montreal, munching data like the rest of you. Nom, 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 nom. Will Fraser will pepper spray Peardsy to correct his salt imbalance. And then I like this one from Pat in the county. Could be text of the day for A&W. $1 coffees, $2 lattes until the end of the month. Phrase will sniff his butt and then piss on Peardsy's leg.
won't break stride either. Like just
that's too good. Actually, I really like that. This text also comes in the preseason game last night. It's gonna be a long year. Nurse was invisible yesterday.
Yeah, the Paris Jewelers inbox was bumping.
Oh, it's going.
It do be bumping last night.
I love that last night.
Great.
First, I had the screen up last night. I was going through a bunch of other things. I accidentally clicked on the text screen, and I looked, and there was people texting at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock. It's It's too good. But, I mean, if you're looking for local sports content, we got you covered 24/7. Yeah. You can listen to a replay of our show, and I think it'd be a pretty good option for you later in the day. So feel free to text us. We'll see all those texts when we do get in at 780-218-9999 in the Paris Jewelers inbox. Canadian and family-owned with 23 locations across the country. Flexible financing options available, including do not pay for 1 year in store. So if you have plans to run away and never be seen again, go get your jewelry at Paris Jewelers.
Don't tell them we sent you.
Yeah, whatever it is, it wasn't our idea. But they will get you taken care of. And, go see the crew over there. Excellent people and excellent products. Box Pounders in it says, Caffeinated Dusty is 25% funnier.
It's something. It's a little...
I'm limiting myself to a small. I'm hoping to have them done around like 7:20, and then I can kind of just start that natural...
Like it
decline.
used to be teas, JMO filling up your water.
Yeah,
and now
I
you're
got
just
water
drinking lattes. Like it just.
I have to have a water,
You got a
or else
little
my
bit of
wife
water,
will
yeah.
get really mad at me.
You're getting a little, it's.
Well, this is like from the week so far, so I haven't drank.
A liter a week.
Mind you, where do you guys come out on this? Tam has this like 2-liter big pink water bottle. She's like, would you drink this? You just have to drink one of these every day.
That's the Yukon Jack model.
It's a Yukon Jack model.
Yeah.
He has that like 4-liter milk jug.
He is a huge one.
back.
This is like a 2-liter.
Well, how big's yours? What's that?
An algae.
1,000 mil, 32 ounce. So
Yeah, so mine would be twice as big as that.
hey, one or two of these a day, and I'm feeling pretty
Yeah,
good.
that's what Tam says. She goes, drink that 2 liters, and you'll be pretty good.
Yeah, you
so
have to
I
just
might
do it
bring
through
that
the
in
day.
tomorrow. Yeah, just drink it through the day.
Yeah, the only thing I would say that I think Eric's bottle would be better than that one is the water warms up eventually, to a degree.
Yeah.
Where you could keep it a little cooler if you got to fill it up during the day.
Yeah.
Well,
we need one of those water, call it like a jug, big jug.
Let's see if I'll look on Marketplace.
Yeah,
I know
there we
kinda
go.
talking
We're
shop
on
here.
Marketplace
I know,
already.
like, yeah.
If anybody works for the Culligan Man,
Love water.
text us 780-218-9999. One of the most important things in life is water. All right. By the way, we also like beer, and we're going to have one. Alley Cat's going to make one. We're going to get into some of the... There's some names right now that have already snuck in, and I feel like every day we'll have like 1 or 2 gems that end up coming into this really
They make
nice
the
list.
final,
That
yeah.
should be good. Let's get to a sports update from Lieutenant Eric.
Oilers shut out Winnipeg last night, 5-0 to the Jets. Calvin Pickard, 20 saves for Edmonton. They're back home to host Vancouver in preseason action tomorrow. Monday Night Football doubleheader saw Philly improve to 3-0. They defeat the Bucks 25-11. Joe Burrow, 259 yards through the air. Bengals winning for the first time this season, 19-16 over the Rams. You can join me at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Century Casino Fort Road, Thursday, when the Lions take on the Packers. There'll be another chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for 2 to LA to see the Rams and Browns. The Century Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. The Toronto Blue Jays are back on the diamond tonight. They'll open a 3-game homestand against the Yankees. Kevin Gausman will start for Toronto up against Michael King. Texas and Houston both winning last night. The Jays a game and a half up on Houston for that second AL wildcard spot.
The Lock Shop.
I'm a Minshew guy. I think Minshew, at least right now in these games, actually probably makes them a little bit more competitive. Indy +8 with Minshew might be a play for yours truly.
I like you riding Minshew, buddy. I back on our old show, we were huge Gardner Minshew guys. So Minshew's just steady. There's nothing spectacular about him, but he can manage teams to victories.
The Lock Shop with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for the Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Catch Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla, as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey, Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio, Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch, Sundays at 8:30, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Tuesday morning with the Nielsen Show. What's up, 6 o'clockers? Thank you very much for being here this morning, watching and supporting us on YouTube. We have Joaquin Gage coming up just after 7 o'clock. We also have Dean Faithfull in studio just after 8 o'clock this morning. Locked in a couple of hockey insiders yesterday. They will be joining us starting next week, every day at 7:05 for Pro-Am Sports. So we're very excited for that. Added 2 names to the list yesterday, working on a third. And we'll have 2 more that we will add as well. And hopefully have all those guys locked in for next week. So that's exciting as well. Travis on the Nasty Chat this morning over a YouTube page. And remember, you can watch or listen live at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Fraser will walk over to Beardsy, remove his gloves, and backhand him and challenge him to a duel today.
And we're all focusing on Fraser. I like Pure just kind of sitting there. What is going on? Like,
what is
he's
this?
such a funny guy.
Who is this guy?
Right across the face. And
who is this guy?
Not responding.
All right, so we announced yesterday that we are teaming up with Alley Cat and Sobeys on our first ever Nielsen Show beer. This is super exciting for us. Started yesterday. We'll continue to next Friday. We are having a Name That Beer contest. I don't know why I used quotations on the Name That Beer. That's just what it's what it's called. It's what it is.
It's fun.
Yeah, the Name the Beer contest. We're going down to Alley Cat tomorrow afternoon to do a little lager testing.
I'm excited for this. You've been on a brewery tour before, I assume. Like,
no, I have never actually got the tour with the big things.
I want goggles. I want the whole like stirring with a big spoon and I want the full experience.
It should be pretty exciting. We're very much looking forward to it. So yeah, this should be a good time. So we're gonna roll down to Alley Cat tomorrow. I think Scott from Sobeys is gonna pop in as well, and we're gonna figure out what beer we want to build this around. Now it will be a lager, and we are doing the naming contest. Starting in less than 2 weeks now, we will have a label making contest, and you could end up being the person who designs the label for our beer that will be available in all Sobeys until, of course, it sells out, which it will. Yep. So yeah, get ready. We're going to provide you with the template for the logos and stuff. Kind of give you a few things that have to be in there, and then you can go to town on it.
You can be a big star.
Yeah,
like you'll be on the cans, you'll be credited with it, everything. It'd be neat.
It'd be pretty cool. So we're very excited to team up with Alley Cat. They've been around for like 30 years. We've had a lot of pretty good suggestions that have already rolled in. There was one last night that kind of really caught our eye. This came up during the hangout yesterday, and this would fit in really well right now. I wonder if it's a little too niche, but the 6 o'clocker lager would really work. Was that just us talking about it yesterday on the hangout again? That's where good ideas come from, right?
Yeah, it started with people had texted 6 o'clockers.
Yes,
so 6
that's right.
o'clock.
6 o'clock.
And
That's
then on the Hangout, I don't know if somebody, I think someone texted in
Yeah.
or, it came up 6 o'clocker lager.
The 6 o'clocker lager. That's pretty. Hey, pick up a pack of 6 o'clockers.
But just a bit inside, you know? Like
little inside. But, I mean, look at a bunch of beer names. Like, if you go look at a bunch of beer names, really, I mean, they're kind of just inside to all the breweries that are already doing them.
Yeah.
Right? So, 6 o'clocker lager is not bad. I really like that one. This one we really liked came, I think, from Jordan on Twitter last night. What Say Brew? Which is pretty strong considering the history of What Say You on our show with the Cavis clip. What Say Brew is pretty good too.
I mean, I can even see the commercials now. You could have the remix in the background, you know, and crushing a couple. And,
that would be pretty good.
Yeah.
What Say Brew? I like it. I like that one a lot.
You find, and you'll be saying it every time you go. You see What Say Brew. Like,
Go pick up a 6-pack or a 4-pack of What Say Brews. I'm trying to think because that's how it is. Great. Can you grab a flat of the 6 o'clocker lager? Can you grab a flat of the What Say Brews? I mean, they're both good. They're both really good. I like that. I like both of them. The Ale of the North is really good. This isn't an ale, though. It's a lager. So
we'll put that on the shelf, though, for future reference.
If we
maybe.
ever go with an ale in a future beer, Ale of the North would be what it is. Beery McBeerface. I mean, I respect the joke still, but we're not going to name our first ever beer Beery McBeerface, and we probably won't put it to a vote just in case that happens.
Tube Socks and I were talking last night as well. Get the Clear Choice Lager.
Just a Clear Choice lager.
It's a clear lager. Crisp, clean. That's what you want, a clear lager. Clear Choice lager.
Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, and the Clear Choice lager. Yeah, Clear Choice lager. It's like super inside, but it's not very inside, but it doesn't hit like the 6 o'clocker lager.
It's more
or
of a professional name. Like
What Say Brew,
country
right?
club type of
yeah. So if you are listening right now online, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, and let us know. Let us know what you think would be a good name for this beer. We'll give you a lot of love here if you end up naming this beer. If we choose your name for the beer, we'll get you a flat of the beer when it comes out. Now, flats are going to move quick, but I know we'll get some here, so we'll certainly hook you up. So keep rolling in. Naming a lager Ale of the North says enough. Makes me want to puke. Barry is in and says, Beery the Cheater? That's Barry the Cheater trying to name a beer after himself.
Good attempt.
Pat in the county says, guys, what about Creed Brews Day?
Left bench Josh. Hello, Hoppy.
Hello, Hoppy. That's a good one.
It's a great name. It won't win, but I mean, that's a
There
really
was another
play
good
there,
hop one, too, where somebody was saying if we ever go with an IPA. I think that popped up last night on Twitter as well. 780-218-9999. Jason and Leduc says, the Filthy Juice. Filthy Juice. I think Nasty Juice probably would work better than Filthy Juice anyway. But, yeah.
And no artwork on the can. Just like kind of carved in the word Filthy Juice.
The Filthy Juice. That's
what
it.
the hell is that?
What is this? Looney Len says, my lager. Instead of my wife, pick up a my lager. So we could we maybe set that up as well.
Anytime it's mentioned, you got to yell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that would work. That would work pretty good actually too. So, guys, what about the Hangout hops? Well, and we eventually get to a Hangout beer. There's a lot of things we could do there. What type of beer would you have on the Hangout? Like if we've got a lager.
Well, I think a lager is kind of a crushable. Maybe you would go into that IP more of a sipper, like something you kind of pour, let it settle for a nice while, and just kind of.
Oh, by the way, we're also talking to a whiskey company about maybe having an official whiskey.
The titty liquor is it coming?
Well, that would be the first step towards Dusty's titty liquor.
Yeah.
I do like the whiskey for the Hangout.
Yeah.
Because it's a nice sipping drink.
I told him we could work out like a whiskey of the week where
and hockey season's getting winter. It'd be nice warming up type of thing. Ooh.
So just a heads up, we're trying to work with a whiskey company.
It doesn't have to be once a week. I'll gladly drink it once a day. I'll take one for the team.
Oh my God.
And have a whiskey for this.
Listen to Party Boy over here.
Well, no, I'm just like
I want you doing the hangout in winter with like a robe, slippers, like a little bit of a pipe.
Oh,
hello,
I'll take one from Ryan.
It's kind of like a grotto in there
pipe.
type of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's how you should do hangout in the winter. Everybody has like a
Very
robe,
casual.
or at least like once a month. Oh, it's robe and pipe Friday.
Can I get you a blanket?
Like, that would be funny. Once a month.
Cigar one day.
We have
rotate it.
We have 4 robes here, and whoever's in that day, you guys are all in robe. Oh, you got to do it.
Phrase goes totally naked under it. You know the clothes, and he's right down to it, eh? Crossing the legs, we need to do it.
Oh, that would be so good, man. God. Guys, a hangout beer has to be a session ale, right? Because it's a hangout session. That makes sense.
Hey,
you guys have the best ideas. This is why we love this.
Lake
Guys,
Tom Lager.
You know, with all these good names, you're going to need multiple names. Well, multiple names means multiple beer. Joe's in and says, that was the one I saw last night for an IPA. What is happening? As opposed to what is happening. That would be good. I want to get that beer made, then start plugging it without telling people in the CFL and TSN. That touchdown is brought to you by the brand new What is Happening IPA from Edmonton Sports Talk. How do you think that goes over?
Yeah, just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
VR Montenegro says you guys need a fireplace feed on the TV.
Well, when we're doing the robes.
Yeah, with the robes and then a little
that
TV
whole
with
thing
the
with the
fireplace.
pipe. We'll just put a TV behind with the fireplace.
Man.
Make sure we have the sound up a little bit so you get the crackling.
That would be really good.
Soft talking, really, really soft.
Senior Boots says, now you guys now need a custom potato chip. Oh, man, that'd be great to have your own potato chip, too. If anybody's listening in the potato business, reach out.
How did Fantuz get his and all that?
It's Co-op.
We got to go to Co-op.
Right,
I think it was Co-op. Co-op.
I think you're right.
You know what? The guys from Sobeys.
Dressler had them.
Sobeys.
Dressler chips. That's what they were.
Were they called the
Fantuz
All
Flakes,
Dresslers?
All Dresslers, something. Yeah, there's
I was
something.
going to say, it
Something
had
along
to
those
be.
lines.
I would think that would be a horrible miss.
So you have a chip guy?
If they
You're
did.
saying you
No,
have
I said, but Sobeys probably could hook us up with a chip guy.
Yeah.
It would make sense. Although, I've actually met people at grocery stores who are chip guys who listen to the show. So anyway, chip guy, hit us up, 780-218-9999. That'd be a good one. All right, I think Gager's already kicking around. So let's get to a quick break, and then we will come back with Joaquin Gage. Was he still wearing his F1 stuff? He looks like, he hasn't moved. Gager hasn't moved since we did pit
Team
stop
principal.
hours last night at 8 o'clock. This is amazing. Joaquin Gage is going to join us to kick off hour number 2. Dean Faithfull does not know what he's getting into, but he's going to join us just after 8 o'clock here today on the Nielsen Show. Once again, text us your names for this beer. Gager might have a couple good ideas as well. 780-218-9999. Us, Alley Cat, and Sobeys changing the beer game. It's going to be exciting times. Hour number 2 coming up next.
2 guys and a goalie.
Babcock's gone. The Blue Jackets had an availability. They made a major mistake. Cass, your thoughts on how this looks on that organization?
Out of all the hires, this is the one that we felt was going to make us the best. Quite clearly, it was not.
It's just a weird kind of thing to do, to ask someone to look at their phone and the pictures on their phone. If you think by seeing a photo you're going to learn a lot about a person, then follow them on social media. I'm sure if Mike Babcock requested to follow a few members of his Columbus Blue Jackets, what he did was wrong. He hasn't changed a bit.
2 guys and a goalie with Gager, Cassian, and Nielsen. Tuesday and Thursdays at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey. Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio. Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for the Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch, Sundays at 8:30, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout, and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
All right, welcome back to the Nielsen Show. Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric with you. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. Hit us up in the nasty chat as well. Just got an email on the Canadian Football League. This is kind of pretty big news. I like this.
Surprise?
I like this. Two surprises in one day. Carrie Underwood to headline the Friday night of the Built in the Hammer Grey Cup Music Festival. Friday, November 17th, Hamilton's First Ontario Centre will highlight an unprecedented celebration of both world-class music and Canadian football. So the CFL and the City of Hamilton are teaming up to bring Carrie Underwood to the Friday night of the Grey Cup.
Friday. We're not talking halftime. We're not talking the anthem. We're not talking Saturday. We're talking Friday.
If you're dropping a Carrie Underwood on the Friday night music festival, what are they going to do for halftime here? This is I love Carrie Underwood. She's like a China doll. Like, she's beautiful. I've always been a huge fan. Friday night at Grey Cup, Carrie Underwood. Come on, that's nice.
Let's ride.
Yeah, that's very exciting. All right, let's bring in Joaquin Gage today for our great friends at Pro-Am Sports. Pro-Am just announced a Grant Fuhr signing. Gager, I'm sure you've already submitted your items. Have you had Grant Fuhr signing your Joaquin Gage mask? What do you think about that?
That would up the value. We'd get it out of the gutter at least a little bit. Yeah, no, he's Grant's great. He's got his own golf balls. I remember. I responded to him one time, and sometimes Grant responds on X or whatever.
Yeah, he does. He does. Sometimes, like when people try to troll Grant, he just hammers them back. I love it.
It's quite great. But he showed a picture of his Xerxon ball or whatever with number 31, and said they finally made balls with my number on them. And I said, yeah, Titleist did the same for me. And then I just had a Titleist 1 on there, but he didn't respond. I thought it was kind of funny, though.
Was he your favorite goalie growing up? Like, was he the guy for you?
By far.
Yeah.
I mean, in my era, I think every kid my age, when they got their first set of DNR pads, it was like the rite of passage. I have the same pads as Grant Fuhr. I even used to try to tease my hair out of the holes of my helmet just to be the same as Grant.
Try to do that the exact same way. Anyway, yeah, proamsports.ca. Go there. Private signing with Grant Fuhr. The deadline is Monday, October 23rd. I had, his classic mask. I had that signed, but I hadn't gone to Pro-Am to properly get it like framed or in a case. And at our old house, I was running down the stairs and I kind of jumped onto the main floor. And it knocked off where it was, and it cracked. It broke, which was devastating to me. I've still got it in one of my bins at home, and I want to glue it back together because it's like one piece is sort of off on the side. Or just put it up, like cut it right in half and just put it half on the wall. Maybe that's what I'll end up doing. That part with the signature is still good. So I might have to get a new item signed by Grant Fuhr. But, that's happening over at proamsports.ca.
Kylo Ren fixed his helmet, Dusty, and there's no reason why you can't fix yours too.
Spoiler alert.
Star Trek jokes,
you guys. We just finished the 8th one, and he smashes his helmet to smithereens there, and both of my kids were like, well, how does he rebuild it? Because doesn't he have it in the last movie? I said, we have to watch. We have to see how it goes. And, we'll get into that maybe on Two Guys at the Goalie a little bit later on today. We did a Pit Stop Pals last night, Gager, and have you changed or gone to sleep or done anything because you're in the exact same setup in the exact same spot as you were last night around 8:30?
Dusty, it'd be weirder if you didn't see me wearing this jacket in this exact same setup. So this happens. This is how I look most of the time. But no, I've thought about it, and I like what we talked about on the Pit Stop Pals. I'm confident that my prediction of Oscar Piastri winning his first Grand Prix race before Lando is going to happen sooner rather than later, I think.
You can find the Pit Stop Pals right here at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast as well. Would you say the resurgence of McLaren through this season, like, I guess Red Bull's dominance is probably the biggest story of the year, but I feel like McLaren has to get a little bit of an asterisk on there.
Yeah, if you were going to rank top 3 stories, I think you'd have to go obviously Max with shattering records and winning all these races. 2 or 3. Right now it's McLaren, their resurgence, but at the beginning of the year you would probably put Aston Martin ahead there, right?
Yeah.
Just where their car was from the year prior and how far it came over the summer break. So I would put those 3 teams up as the top 3 kind of stories going into everything else is a little bit of the same from the previous year.
That Piastri win coming in Qatar next race, or maybe somewhere later down the line.
Yeah, I think it's later down, but it's close. I'm fascinated because they're bringing another upgrade package to this McLaren car. So
are they giving it to both of them, or are they just going to roll it to Lando first?
They usually just go with one car. I'm hoping it's 2 because we see how much it helps with Piastri's performance as well. So I don't see why they wouldn't do it, Dusty, just to get them closer within striking distance in the Constructors' Championship.
Joaquin Gage with us here on the Nielsen Show this morning, brought to you by our great partners over at Pro-Am Sports. Visit them at proamsports.ca. They just dropped a Grant Fuhr signing. You've got till late in October to get those items in. Edmonton Oilers, just 1 goal in 2 preseason games, Gager. Is this team going to struggle offensively this year?
Yeah, they're going with a complete defensive mindset, trying to win games 1-0. It's a complete reversal. No, that's tough. Getting on a plane, flying to Winnipeg, playing a team that's you've got all their big dogs waiting, haven't played in a while, ready to go. There were some moments. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I didn't watch the whole game, but there were some moments that I liked. But it was an American League hockey team against a good NHL team at that point, and the Jets flexed their muscles a little bit, and that's what we saw.
So what do you get out of that? Like, what do you get out of that as an evaluating tool for coaches? How do you look at it when it's such a lopsided lineup on paper and then the game kind of plays out that way? How are you supposed to evaluate some of these guys in that spot? Like, is it an extremely useful tool to see who kind of steps up in that situation, or is it almost a waste of time, Gage? I'm always torn on this.
I think you're looking at the character of the player in situations like that, Dusty. You've had almost a week of camp. Guys are at their like maximum every practice, and then you throw in a situation where it's a lot more adversity than in a normal regular season game, and you're going to see how guys respond in those types of situations. How are their legs at the beginning? How's their mindset with possibly going down a few goals, and what's the message on the bench from the players in that situation? So you can maybe not as much on the technical side, but you can learn a lot about a player going into a game like that, where I guess you could kind of say that the cards are stacked against you a little bit.
I guess, Gage, you're going into now preseason game 3 tomorrow, back home against the Canucks. You'd expect, again, a different lineup, so much so for maybe some more stars. Like, what are you looking at for game 3 now moving forward, or from your stoop? I mean, what would you, any individual players or something you'd be looking at for tomorrow against the Canucks at home ice again?
Well, I'm not sure who's going to be playing goal, but I'd be interested to see one of the big dogs and see what he can do in there.
It's probably time for a Campbell or a Skinner, right?
Yeah.
It's time. Yeah. You want to get these guys some reps. I love the idea of playing the whole game, though, especially with the younger guys, just so they can focus. Another guy's not sitting on the bench waiting till the halfway mark or anything like that. I like giving goalies the entire game. And, hey, I want to see either Connor or Leon play a game too, right? See what they look like on home ice. So I think the goalies and maybe a more mature Oilers lineup to just get some reps. We saw what Winnipeg was able to do with all those power plays, and there was different looks that they were giving and different personnel. So not that the Oilers power play needs a look, but we can maybe get that final 10 seconds for that second unit power play that comes out. Maybe.
I like even if they only had PP2 in the lineup, they still only get that 10 to 15 seconds because that's what they're used to, right? They can just roll out whoever on the for the other minute and 40 seconds. Gager, when it comes to goalies, like how much up to speed can you get in preseason and in training camp? What's the biggest challenge for a goaltender as they ramp up towards the regular season?
Just getting reps and getting used to that NHL speed, NHL shooters in a game pace, I think is important. That's basically it. You know what? And I'm really interested to see Jack Campbell, because actually Tommy and I were talking in between Hello Hockey about how Campbell looks like. Even if I seeing in his interviews, looking at his face, he looks like he's put in a little bit of extra work this summer. He looks like he's really in shape. So I think there was a different summer for Jack Campbell. So he's one of the guys that I really want to look at, just because his actual physical appearance looks different from last year coming into camp, where you can tell he's put in a lot of work to get his body ready for the upcoming season.
Joaquin Gage with us on the show this morning. You mentioned Tommy and Hello Hockey. What was it like for you to experience what we've experienced when Tommy rolled in a little bit late on Saturday?
Matt going, what's going on? I felt, I was like, geez, it's funny because I did host a show once on Oilers Plus. It was a wine tasting show, and I didn't know I was going to be hosting it. And I was like trying to, oh my God, that was the biggest disaster ever. And I said, am I going to tank the station? I was looking to go cut the cable if I had to host this thing and had technical difficulties, and then just splice it together later. But no, Tommy, late Tommy showed up. I just think that hair takes too long. Yeah,
maybe. Well, he said he was feeling it after Friday night too. He goes,
"Thank you for the hamburgers, by the way."
Yeah,
thanks, Gage. Not all angels wear wings, or whatever the.
Hey, do we get hamburgers after games just because all the hot dogs are sold out? Is that kind of how it works, sir?
I like to be a little bit different, Dusty.
Yeah,
I know you. I got to keep you in the kids section meal. With Eric, I can be a little bit more adventurous. I mean, there was
these bones, yeah.
There was a Donair sandwich that
they sell Donair sandwiches at Commonwealth.
Yeah, of course they do.
Yeah, like 2 pieces of bread. What we tell a hamburger bun? Or
I did not know this.
In a pita, yeah. All you got to do is ask, Dusty. I'll make anything back there.
So you're doing that too, hey?
Yeah, we got those, and we got the other bacon.
What were you throwing in there when I came back and saw you? It looked like a bunch of grilled cheese
sandwiches.
Yeah, is that like a grilled cheese or what is that?
grilled bacon and cheese cheddar ham sandwich.
Okay.
So that one,
Man, I didn't know they did
those
anything donair related at Commonwealth.
Yeah, so
It's like
but
a little
there's
lab you got
tomatoes in
back there, eh?
Yeah, there's tomatoes in there, Dusty. So I didn't.
Thanks,
bother.
man. Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Thanks for stepping up there in that situation. Hey, what do you think of a possible Darnell Nurse, Evan Bouchard top pair this year for the Edmonton Oilers? You think there's something to that? You think it's something that could work?
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I want to see it now for sure, and see if it can work. The one thing that I do really like about that scenario is maybe you see Broberg with Ekholm too, right? And maybe you get that mentoring with that pairing as well with there. Look, I think Bouchard needs to take a step on his all-around game this year. I think that's going to happen. And I like the fact that thinking that Nurse can be part of that real and step in like that number one defenseman role. One of them has to be, I say this, I've said it before, Dusty. One of these guys has to be in consideration for the Norris Trophy. That's you need one of those guys, or I'm saying top 5 defensemen if they want to get to the Stanley Cup final. Every team has one of these guys. It's time for hopefully I'm looking at Darnell Nurse to become that guy that everyone's going, oh my gosh, that's the guy I wish we had on our team. That's the guy you can build a franchise around.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. And then did it open the door for Broberg to play on the right side with Ekholm and really sort of bring that? Would you do that early in the season, or would you try to be patient and maybe CC's with? I just don't know who. If Bouchard's with Nurse, who do you think's the ideal fit to play with Ekholm?
Well,
like, do you use him to sort of help Cody Ceci a little bit?
Yeah,
and then that becomes a pretty steady pair.
Look, really, you can put Ekholm with any of these guys.
Exactly.
They all have enough experience now where they're going to benefit from playing with this guy. So he's like the multi-tool back there on the back end where he can play with anyone. It's just trying to maximize those other two-man units and get the best fit, because you know what they have already with Ekholm and Bouchard, but maybe there's something else that they can do to enhance that back end. And look, I want to see Broberg and Ekholm now. I
want to see that as well, like at least in a couple of preseason games, right? So
yeah, they'd be crazy not to in the preseason, because then at least something, especially at the end when more cuts, the rosters become a little bit more NHL heavy, and you can really kind of get a good ISO cam on that pairing and see what they're capable of.
Gager, as always, buddy, really appreciate you popping by. We'll get into a few more stories around the National Hockey League on Two Guys and a Goalie later on today at noon.
You didn't want my beer recommendation?
Oh, yes. Sorry, man. What do you? Now, first of all, What Say Brew and the 6 o'clocker lager? Those are strong, right? Those are strong.
Yeah, those are strong. I've always been partial, obviously, to the Silky Suds, but I think it should be called the Arthur Fonzarelli. I know it's a little bit away from the show, but then you can just have me or someone on there going IPA.
Get out of here, man. We'll talk to you later on today. There you go.
Can't wait.
That's Joaquin Gage. I hope he rolls into Two Guys and a Goalie today in his Red Bull hoodie and his Edmonton Sports
What a dismount.
hat.
What a dismount.
The Arthur Fonzarelli. So you can have us say IPA. I wonder how long he came up with, like how long it took him to come up with that one. That's good. Gager's absolutely amazing. And yeah, Pit Stop Palace. If you've not yet checked out that episode from last night, we dive in breaking down the Japanese Grand Prix, and lots to discuss there with the resurgence of McLaren here in the second half of this season. Nasty Chat is where you can get in on YouTube. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube right now, let's hammer that thumbs up. All right, where are we at right now? We're at 36 likes. Come on now. Let's crank that up a notch.
Smash the sub
and hammer us in the in the inbox as well. Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999, as we like to say. Pound that box this morning. Quick question. If they do decide, first of all, do you like Bouchard and Nurse as a pair? And if that is the case, who would you play with Matthias Ekholm? Would it be Desharnais? He can help another younger defenseman. Would it be CC to stabilize the veteran? Or would it just be, screw it, play Broberg and see how it goes? What say you? 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Who would you play with Ekholm if Bouchard ends up with Nurse? Also in the nasty chat today as well. Let's get to a sports rewind with Lieutenant Eric.
Well, some breaking news this morning. Carrie Underwood will perform November 17th as part of the Grey Cup Music Festival. The organizing committee announced early today the Grey Cup game will be held at Tim Hortons Field November 19th. Underwood's performance will be at Hamilton's First Ontario Centre on the Friday of the weekend. More news to come. Oilers shut out on the road 5-0 to the Jets yesterday. Calvin Pickard, 20 saves for Edmonton. They're back home to host Vancouver in preseason play tomorrow. Monday night doubleheader last night. Eagles improving to 3-0. They beat the Bucks down in Tampa 25-11. Joe Burrow tossing for 259 yards. Bengals picking up their first win of the season, 19-16 over the Rams. You can join me at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road Thursday when the Lions take on the Packers. It's another chance for you to qualify into a draw for a trip for two to LA to catch the Rams and Browns. The Century Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. The Toronto Blue Jays back home and in action tonight. They'll kick off the 3-game stand against the Yankees. Kevin Gausman will start for Toronto, as the Jays are a game and a half up on Houston for that second wild card spot. This Sports Rewind brought to you by Universal Rewind, industrial electric motor sales and service, servicing many industries we rely on daily, from agriculture and aggregates to food processing and industrial manufacturing. Choose expertise, experience, quality. Choose Universal Rewind.
The EST Hangout.
Matawanek, Tom Gazzola.
Yeah.
As well as we got Mindarwal from CDC and Doug McLean, Golden Bears Pandas analyst, along with the Stingers.
I think the older this kid gets,
Connor?
you're starting to see glimpses of what we're not privy to inside that room.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, now we're starting to see these guys put a stamp on this team. I think that culture that they're creating, instead of having it top down where it has a trickle down effect, I think it's working both ways where it kind of dictates what happens with the executive and the hockey side of the front office.
EST Hangout, weekday mornings at 9, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey, Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast, located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for The Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla, as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio. Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the TaylorMade Performance Center at the Ranch, Sundays at 8:30, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
$7:24 on the Nielsen Show. Thank you very much for joining us here today. Somebody said they couldn't text in earlier because they were stuck on the white mud. Are there issues on the white mud this morning? Let us know. We'll pass it along to everybody listening in their car. If you're on the white mud and it's all clear, text in 780-218-9999. What is that high peak time for traffic? Did you guys notice that when we weren't working in the mornings there for the summer? Did you ever have to get moving along in the mornings?
I purposely avoided like those.
Yeah.
'Cause we know now. Like it's kind of after the show, there was kind of a dead spot between.
There's that nice
10
little
and
dead
noon,
spot.
you know, and
I hate it when we got out of here like around 4:30 and I had to go home. Stony Plain
Terrible.
Road heading out to the Hendays, atrocious, and then all the way down. But I don't know about the mornings. I
Are you
never
just
really got stuck
learning
in the
about
mornings.
rush hour traffic?
Yeah, man.
we're not
Okay.
used to anything.
I am.
I know,
No, we're
but-
not used to it. I
So-
was here for 15 years. I never had to deal with rush hour traffic.
You kind of just have to look at the 9 to 5 job type thing, right? So you're looking anywhere between like 8:15 and 9 generally, or maybe like 8 to 9. It's your main morning rush hour
Yeah,
traffic.
yeah.
You might have some people, 7:30 on. And then at night or in late afternoon, 5 to 6 is generally, like 5 to 5:30 is probably the heaviest, but anywhere between 4:30 and 6 probably.
Because
And
you
that's
dealt with
Stony
both.
I never had to deal with
No?
I would always, actually never had to deal with it at the radio station. Because
planned
I
it to-
came in for 10 o'clock
Yeah,
usually, and then I left at about 3:34. I'm really annoying people with that time.
I was going to say,
but also,
you worked for 5.5 hours at the old station? No wonder they killed us.
I had the laptop I brought home.
Oh, okay.
But also, I'm from downtown, live downtown, so I was always
going against the grain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever there was the lineups, I never had to deal with it because I was going the other way.
There's got to be a way to make Stony Plain Road around 4:30 less of a mess, though. Like, it's horrible.
Well, they're doing construction. They're trying to build this valley.
More
now.
lanes.
No, not Stony Plain. Like, I'm talking from here out to the Henday. There's no construction there.
More
From
lanes.
where?
From
Like Stony Plain Road?
Yeah.
Well, Stony Plain Road does have construction. I don't know.
Yeah, but
when
not
it
that
ends.
side. I'm talking the other way, like
Oh,
out
okay.
past like the old building and stuff. Like,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's like always backed up. It's a mess.
You just got to go in that right lane.
And then sneak in.
Everybody always waits
it's
in
greasy.
one.
I can't be that guy. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Keep us in the loop on the traffic. Weather-wise today, we're looking for about a high of 19 degrees, 14 degrees in the Edmonton area right now. Dean Faithfull is going to join us. He's going to play 3 questions too many with us. And any questions you have for him, we're going to dive in and find out exactly who he is. And the T Selly and the Wave Selly, like what else does he have up his sleeve? Looking forward to that today. So he's going to pop by, and we'll still do kind of easy trivia. Then we'll get into 3 questions too many for Park Mazda, and Dean will be with us for that one. Confessions coming up here around 7:45 for Spectrum Rental. You got good confession today? You got something kind of
I always
juicy?
have something to confess.
Okay.
I ain't no saint. That's a Dean Faithfull pun there, Ty, and I don't know if Maddie might get that. Anyway.
Is that to do with the soccer club?
Yeah.
Is that are they called the Saints?
Southampton, yeah. Apparently he's a Southampton. He's from that area.
Okay, so
I did a little background check.
I would think the area you're from in like EPL, you have to cheer
Support
for that
your local
team.
club.
Like, yeah, you have to, right?
There are always, if you go to like a smaller town, there'll be people who kind of latch on to a bigger club, but it's always that support your local, and same with here too. Like support the stuff in your backyard. It's fine to have an NFL team that nobody's, but support the football here. Why not?
Yeah,
you can see it here live.
That does help, doesn't it? All right, let's get to a couple of text messages. 780-218-9999. That is the Paris Jewelers inbox. If you're looking for a little something for your little honey or your hubby, go hit up Paris. That's the one thing I'll say. As men, we don't get enough jewelry bought for us.
A treat.
I wouldn't wear it probably, but I'd like to get it.
An anklet.
Give me like a cool watch, or like I have a ring. I guess what else would I wear? I don't wear earrings. I don't know. I couldn't be a necklace guy. So I mean, maybe I don't need jewelry. I know. But I just feel like it's such a one-way street there.
We were talking about grills, but I'll get a bracelet if you do.
You want to get bracelets?
A real heavy, like a real heavy piece of ice.
Maddie over at Paris Jewelers. Can we yeah?
Are they called bracelets?
Yeah, I want EST in 16-karat diamonds. Is that a thing?
Really popping on that screen.
Yeah, that'd be good. I would also wear like a pretty big, like heavy chain. I don't want to wear like a thin little chain, but I wear like a heavy chain with like some bling swinging right here.
Amulet or
whatever,
a cross or something.
A small little clock that says it's showtime.
Oh yeah,
like something along those lines. But anyway, I'm sure they've got all of this at Paris Jewelers. I just feel like sometimes guys should get some jewelry too.
Or maybe would you wear more rings?
No, I don't think I could ever be multiple ring guy. I do wear the rings for my fantasy championships.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, I'm like MJ.
But you're not putting on a couple
no, not having it. Maddie, what were you going to get?
Paris Jewelers has a section on their site for men's bracelets. So
what?
Are
you serious right now? Let's see here.
Let's do a little shopping the show.
All right.
So there's a few bracelets for you to choose from.
Really?
Ranging in pricing from
give me the big one.
All over.
All over the places?
The big ones. Okay.
Oh, these are kind of neat, hey?
Yeah.
Heavy.
Yeah. Oh, you could do a lot with this. So it's good to know. It's good to know that male jewelry is respected over there.
The watch game too. You don't wear a watch, do you? You're a watch guy.
I was a watch guy for quite some time.
Look at these watches, though.
But I'm out on the.
This is
out on the. Oh, there's a men's
watches.
drop down menu, boys.
You're calling CFL games on Thiessen that wearing one of these watches would be nice.
That'd be pretty good, actually. Look at the bling here, eh?
A Bulova.
Oh, those watches are nice. Can I swim in those?
You probably light them up too.
Big time swimmer, right?
So like a light for the.
Yeah, that's a real nice
earrings.
Real nice accessory there.
Would you get your ears pierced?
Once I get my ears pierced, obviously I'm going to Paris Jewelers. All right. You can hit us up in the nasty chat this morning, or of course text us 780-218-9999 in the Paris Jewelers inbox, and one of you will win the text of the day for A&W.
They have Star Wars pendants.
You said that out loud, didn't you?
Let me look at the pendants here.
Careful now.
There's like a few of them. There's like 3 of them.
Star Wars Boba Fett pendant with 20-karat TW of diamonds and green aventurine in sterling silver with chain. Woo!
There's 2 Boba Fetts.
Oh, look at that Boba. How's Boba Fett getting his own jewelry line? How did this happen?
And then Grogu.
Of course, Grogu. You don't know Grogu?
I don't watch Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, that is a nice little Grogu. You don't know anything about Grogu from The Mandalorian?
I don't even know what Grogu is.
Well, anyway.
Right? Is that the sign?
Oh, my God. You always tell me you read the Star Wars books as a child. I don't expect anything from you.
No, I also have never.
I'm
good.
Right? Doesn't we do the joke? I thought
that's our joke. Yeah.
I mean,
but I think that's kind of how Grogu's hand looks too.
Okay, well,
so it's very confusing.
No, I can't confirm.
Boba Fett and Grogu getting
the
that.
Boba Fett's on sale.
Okay,
imagine
like it's like 50% off or something.
Yeah, that is 50% off. I have to get them to come at least bring one by so we can show it off. That's for all the nerds out there, right? Nerds unite. That's us. That's us. All right, we were asking you if Darnell Nurse ends up playing with Evan Bouchard, who should play with Matthias Ekholm in the nasty chat right now? For somebody saying we should get a nose ring with a little EST chain to the ring.
Well, I mean, let's just say
live
Prince
that hard life now,
I'll get
right?
a Prince Albert. You get a Prince Albert. Let's go. We were all thinking it, right?
Who would you play with Matthias Ekholm? Would it be Ceci? Would it be Desharnais? Would it be Broberg? Would it be some sort of combination of the two of them? Who would you play
I
with?
like the Broberg thing just because of the mix of the youth and the elder statesman taking him under that type of thing and the national. Like I don't know. There's something there to me, but interchange, see what works.
I wonder if
I don't
that's
have any like hard on preference here to kind of that's what I need. The Broberg one interests me.
Are you putting too much? Are you putting too much on Broberg in that spot? Because Ekholm's going to log heavy minutes.
But, again, what are we're saying we all expect him to. I mean, you don't want to put him out there just cold and not knowing if he can rise to that challenge, but maybe that's something that you work
better to
towards.
kind of bring him along.
What's your patience level right now? I know that everyone's kind of waiting for him to pop now, and if not now, when, right? And that's kind of the joke. But
well, the thought process here is if if Ekholm can make it work with a rotating Broberg-Desharnais, which if anybody's going to make that work, it would be Matthias Ekholm.
Yeah.
Then you can play Kulak and Ceci as like a really steady, you hope, third line pair. And then it'd be weird having guys rotate in from being a healthy scratch to all of a sudden having to play second pairing minutes alongside Matthias Ekholm, right? So let's see here. Let's get to some of the nasty. And hit us up, 780-218-9999. This text is in. It says Ekholm and Ceci. And then as Broberg gains some traction over the season, you move him up with Ekholm. So that's that kind of patient approach that came in today. Make sure you put your name on some of these text messages. Marcel on the nasty chat says it's got to be Broberg. MG, whose name in brackets says here for T-Biscuit. He says Broberg as well. Pat Maroon's bib says Nurse and Bouchard, Ekholm and Broberg. Hontorio Momes, Broberg. The Oilers need to pan out more. The Oilers need him to pan out more than any other player on the roster.
Dirty Don agrees as well. The Inbox. You play him with Broberg. He's the Oilers need to get him going. If Ekholm can the same with Broberg as he did with Bouchard, then Oilers may not need to fill any holes come deadline. But do you need that off the? As you said, maybe you work towards that, right? Like you kind of build.
Or do you just rip that Band-Aid off and say, "Here you go, kid,
fly"? You know,
comes back to my reference of parents throwing babies in the water and just being like, either swim or we'll never see you again. Same type of thing.
You know what you're getting then, hey.
Let's see here. Rob says Ekholm has brought young D-men along in Nashville. To me, it's now or never for Broberg. And Northside Adam says you play him with the younger guys when bleep is going well and pair him with a vet when needed.
Situational, right? Like there's no written in stone answer maybe, but I think Broberg's kind of that. Got to see.
I think in a perfect world, you can rotate Broberg and Desharnais with Ekholm, and they just slowly develop, steady sort of chemistry with them.
As a threesome almost.
And then when it gets going to come playoff time or down the stretch or in big games, whoever fits better with Ekholm, whether it be Broberg or Desharnais, gets that game. Gets to play in that situation, and then you just need, Ceci and Kulak to be steady enough to throw them out there and get some good minutes out of them. Now, I also have time for the discussion of you play Cody Ceci with him, and anything that Darnell Nurse and maybe some of his hit-and-miss defensive play would have hurt Ceci with, you shouldn't have that with Ekholm. So I think Ceci would look a lot better alongside Ekholm than he does alongside Darnell Nurse, and then you use Kulak as the vet again to work with Broberg and Desharnais in more limited spot.
Yeah. Limited, yeah. I still like the Ekholm Broberg. I still like the two of them. The Bouchard thing, and as Dirty Don pointed, that's my vote. Lock me in.
This one in the nasty chat this morning, it says, it's from Eric. It says, Ekholm calls Broberg and says,
You're gonna live with me now. I'm gonna take care of you. Because I love you. Oh, I love you, John. Oh, I love you, John.
That's the call that has to be made.
This isn't just a defensive pairing. Yeah. He's going to be training like him. He's going to be eating like him. He's going to be, working out. They're working out together. Like that's the whole thing. You got to molding him in his image.
If you're Broberg, this extremely sculpted young Swedish man, who better to learn from in the National Hockey League than a Matthias Ekholm?
Yeah.
So the only thing I would worry about is, in some of these larger minutes, you do see some warts in Broberg and Desharnais' game, and in the end, you have to dial them back. That's why I'd rather ramp them up to that as opposed to dial them back from that, because then if you're dialing them back, they feel like, oh, I've let you down, I wasn't good enough. Whereas if you started with Kulak and you go, man, these guys are really clicking right now. Let's bump them up here and see if he can run with Ekholm for a little bit. With the big dogs.
You shield yourself from, you're right, kind of getting a negative aspect on it all, and you just view it as a promotion type of thing. Start out low and keep kind of going up and reaching those levels. I don't know, like that'd work too.
Amish Man 19 says you give Broberg and Ceci the chance in the top 4 until the trade deadline. If neither gets it done, then you know what you are trading for at the trade deadline, and that's another way that you can certainly approach this as well. Jen on the nasty chat today says, please support by pressing that like button, everybody. Oh, Jen, always there to hammer the like button. Much appreciated. A salute a salute to you. 780-218-9999. Guys, maybe Broberg should move in with Ekholm like Sid did with Super Mario. Hashtag
full under the wing
mentor.
Yeah. He adopts him as another child type of thing.
Guys, can we talk about how bad the new NHL app is? I haven't taken it for a run yet, so I don't know if it's bad or not.
Well, the site has changed, hey?
I saw the site change. I was looking at some box scores yesterday. Did not like it.
I'm really hoping for regular season that it all gets.
Yeah,
I'm not really liking it. I assume it's just preseason, and they're just kind of, it's.
Yeah, that's what you hope, right? And then
yeah,
it's all good by the time that it launches, right? So, guys, Nurse and CC, Ekholm and Broberg, let them play together and develop. And where's Bouchard in your equation there?
Well, I think those are Pacific games, so it's a late puck drop. He'd probably be in bed.
Because it's already very late for him.
Yeah,
I like watching that like button just go up. I like seeing it just sort of boom, 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 boom. Marcel says huge L on the app, in my opinion. We're going to have to check out this NHL app.
Okay, well.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
I mean, we don't even have one yet, and ours is already better. It seems funny that, eh?
All right, let's get to a sports update, and then when we come back, it's time for your confessions. For Spectrum Rental, what do you need to get off your chest? Who did you leave on your fantasy bench this week and it's just eating you inside? Or do you have some work confessions or some life confessions? Nasty Chat, that group is there for you, right? They're there to help you already. For you listening online right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. We will share our confessions. We'll get to some of yours as well. And then Dean Faithfull is going to pop by just after 8 o'clock today, and we'll learn more about the Elks rookie kicker and some of the sellies that he's been rolling out so far this year. Let's get to an update with LTE.
Oilers shut out in preseason action last night, 5-0 out in Winnipeg. The club will return home to host Vancouver tomorrow. Monday Night Football doubleheader. Eagles over Tampa 25-11. Philly now 3-0. Joe Burrow tossing for 259 yards as the Bengals picked up their first W, 19-16 over the Rams. You can join me Thursday night at the Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge for the Lions and Packers. It'll be another chance to qualify into a draw for a trip for two to LA to catch the Rams and Browns. The Century Sports Bar and Lounge at Century Casino Fort Road, where every day is game day. Jays back in action tonight. They'll kick off a 3-game homestand against the Yankees. Kevin Gausman will toe the rubber for Toronto. Texas and Houston both winning last night as well. The Jays a game and a half up on Houston for that second wild card spot. And some CFL news this morning. Off the field, country superstar Carrie Underwood will perform November 17th as part of the Grey Cup Music Festival. The Hamilton Organizing Committee announced earlier today the Grey Cup game will be held at Tim Hortons Field on November 19th. This sports update is brought to you by the staff at Park Mazda and Mitch Lewicki. He learned a while back that if he does not text 911, people do not return his calls, but people always return his calls because they think something horrible has happened to him.
Oh my God.
Why am I looking at that?
Wait, why are you slowing down? Frank? No way. Frank?
Hey, honey. Hey.
What on earth are you doing?
We're streaking. We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium.
Who's streaking?
There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing.
Now.
Okay. Lease the all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90 inline 6 turbo or plug-in hybrid to have room for absolutely everybody with its third row seating. Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
I'm a Minshew guy. I think Minshew, like at least right now in these games, actually probably makes them a little bit more competitive. Indy +8 with Minshew might be a play for yours truly.
I like you riding Minshew, buddy. I back on our old show, we were huge Gardner Minshew guys. So Minshew's just steady. There's nothing spectacular about him, but he can manage teams to victories.
The Lock Shop with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout, and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for The Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla, as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey, Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio, Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch, Sundays at 8:30, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Like, oh, got a muncher? Nom, 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 nom. That's great.
All right, what is going on? It is the Nielsen Show on a Tuesday morning. Thank you very much for being here. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999, and hit us up in the nasty chat with your confessions today. It is time for your weekly confessions. I know some of you probably left a few folks on the bench in fantasy, and you know what? That's okay. That's okay. These things happen, right? This is why we do this. Your confessions are brought to you by Spectrum Rental, where we confess to not aerating our lawns in the fall, but believe you should. Spectrum Rental, keeping your project on time. So they're saying, hey, listen, confession, we don't aerate, but you should, and they got the equipment for you to do it at Spectrum Rental. So they were texting with me yesterday and said, if we ever need equipment for like jobs around our places, let us know. They'll just come over and drop it off. But I'm like, I don't even know how to use this equipment. I feel like I would be a hazard if Spectrum Rental just jumped off a bunch of gear for me to do something with my yard.
See, I like them to drop off a full pallet. And then I just
pallet of
experiment around. Well, what's this one do? And kind of, why not?
The Spectrum Rental mystery tool of the week on social media with Lieutenant Eric. We just keep coming up with gold ideas over here.
Am I the tool, or is it you play on words? I understand.
I don't know. That's a good one, but I do like that. That's really good. Where we confess to not aerating our lawns in the fall, but believe you should. Spectrum Rental. You know what that liner does for Spectrum Rental? It makes them cool. It makes them cool by having a confession liner, right? So,
and again, don't do what they're doing, but they're offering you advice at the same time. Yeah. Like don't be like them, but listen to them and do what they
If you do as I say, not as I do.
That's the saying.
Thank you.
Good work, Maddie. If you need something for a project around the you're putting in a fence, you're doing your yard, you're making things. Maybe you're digging a huge hole to put a basketball hoop in next to your driveway, like some people want to do, but their wives won't allow it. That would be something that I could actually make work with the great partners at Spectrum Rental.
My backyard gate actually fell off. And so I just kind of, I prop it up. It's not
that
even
sounds like something I do.
It's just a board. And then so like if you try opening it, it falls on you, and it's yeah. So yeah, maybe I'll send him a DM later today.
That's pretty good. All right, let's get to our confessions. Lieutenant Eric, what are you confessing today?
Well, I must confess, and it is a fantasy football confession. I still feel a little rotten as to what occurred Friday afternoon here at the Edmonton Sports Talk Studios. Okay.
Maddie knows this
Just
stuff.
say it.
I don't know.
Just
What's
say
going on here? What's the confession?
So we were on air Friday morning.
Yes.
And do you remember Matt said on air that AJ Ouellette on the TSN.ca?
Oh, I know what this is. I heard about this.
Okay. We talked about it on air, did we not?
We did talk about it.
No, it was all off the air.
Could have swore it was
But
on
even
air.
if it was on the air, it doesn't
I'd
change
like to
anything.
check the
It
tape.
still doesn't change anything.
No,
if
I
we
think
talked
I
on
remember
air.
how. I think I remember how it worked. You guys, we were talking about it off air on how you weren't going to tell his brother, or he wasn't going to tell
No,
his
we never
brother.
said that.
No, we talked about that off air.
I don't think we even talked about
No,
that.
off air.
No,
No,
that
we
wasn't
didn't
that
mention
big
that. It was just.
but I thought on air at one point we did mention we were looking at the lines and stuff for cool, but that AJ Ouellette was out.
My brother was
maybe
up
that
against
part,
Matt.
but-
It was semifinals. They're going against each
Okay,
other.
anyway,
My brother
anyway.
had AJ Ouellette, and Maddie found the nugget of info that was buried on the TSN side early in the morning, saying AJ Ouellette will not play.
Just rested.
Just resting. I mean,
Yeah.
just whatever.
Healthy scratch.
Health scratch. So, and you're rubbing your hands. You're like, this is, and it's playoffs here, and margins are thin. Lucas, my brother, came in later in the day. He was here doing work, dropping some stuff off, And we're talking, we're chatting football and fantasy and all that. And I'm sitting there. And I think Ouellette came up in conversation, did he not?
Lucas said he didn't know how Ouellette was going to play. The last few weeks, I don't know, he said something about Ouellette. And then you and I looked at each other.
And then I sent him a text saying, hey, ask Maddie about AJ Ouellette. I didn't say he was out. There's no insider trading. We discussed it openly. I could have swore it was mentioned on air. Which then, if it's
I thought we mentioned he was out on air.
It doesn't matter though if it's
and
mentioned
Lucas
on
and
air.
the Red Ford Ranger listens.
he's
So
listening.
You don't have to tell him this.
But I didn't tell him anything. I just
Yes,
asked
well,
Maddie about
because
AJ
you know what
Ouellette.
you're doing with that.
you did. I mean, this is a pretty greasy confession.
I will
It's
add
confession.
one more thing last year too. I needed McCord to beat Lucas in a game for my positioning. And there was something that he needed to change in his lineup, and I was going to tell him about it. But Lucas and Eric both you can't do that. That's unacceptable. Like, that's not allowed. And then Eric brought up with you and on air last year, you guys kept saying, I'm not allowed to do that. I can't tell McCord what to do. And then Eric pulls this off a year later.
I didn't want to bring it up again. But I have to confess it because it's now.
I don't know what would have happened. That was a tight game. It was very close. I don't know if Lucas would have eventually not played AJ Ouellette, or at the very least, he wouldn't have had time to fully think about it. You gave him the full day to think about what he was going to do.
He would have.
Who did he play instead?
He ended up getting McMahon from Toronto.
Oh, okay.
But he picked up Hickson. He also had Stanback.
He had options.
Who knows what he would have done. He had time to think about it, as opposed to maybe scrambling or playing AJ Ouellette. We'll never know now because Eric spilled
I
the
didn't
beans.
text say AJ Ouellette is out. You might want to dress him today. You might want to pick
You
him.
know what
you guys looked at this.
You know what you're doing when you text.
If he takes a 0 from AJ Ouellette, do
win.
you beat him? Oh
Yes.
my God!
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
He's not taking a 0 from AJ Ouellette.
We don't
It's
know
not
now,
happening. It's
and
not
we'll never
happening.
know because Lucas
In
twice
the
this year.
semifinals?
Lucas twice this year actually didn't look at the rosters close enough and played guys who weren't playing.
Yeah, it's a day
Twice
in
this
July
year.
though. This is semifinals, semifinals.
I'm remembering this moving forward.
Look, I confess, I just thought
The
it was
whole
like
conspiring together so they
there
have a
is
whole
no
final.
conspiracy. I thought it was just general information at that point, and you could have just asked Maddie about AJ Ouellette. Oh, he's a stud. He's probably gonna get 5 touchdowns tonight.
No, because then Lucas
Mike's off.
Lucas knows that you're saying something, and then at that moment, if I don't say anything, he's going to still look it up.
Let's quickly do this, Maddie. Can you? The Oilers just revealed their Heritage Classic jersey. Can you grab it and throw it up on the screen, like maybe right even
QR
between
code.
us here? It's an interesting look. It's an interesting look. If you click on it, you'll see they got the brown pants and brown gloves. Just Oilers Twitter. Oilers Twitter has it up. So if you just go there and grab that, grab the David photo. You can see it. We can describe the whole uni, but I love how you're searching things on Twitter. And Greg Wyshynski and City of Edmonton have come up so far. But Maddie will grab that, and we'll break it down right now.
NHL.com has the Flames and Oilers standing
Yeah,
next to each other.
yeah. I'm looking at that one too. I like the Oilers' chances to win, considering they're rolling out Nazem Kadri as jersey guy. So I think the Oilers have a bit of an advantage in that situation. But we'll take a live look at this. My confession quickly is that we're going to the corn maze today, and I'm very excited. I like to finish the corn maze.
This is an annual trip for you.
But yeah, but my confession is I have a really hard time not cheating. I have a really hard time not cheating on the corn maze. Like, I want to roll in and just finish it on my own and navigate my way through. But, you get the map, you get the picture of map, and then even sometimes with the map, you can get a map.
Yeah,
like, you can get it online, you can get it on phone. I think there's a place that you can take a picture, or you can go in cold. And I talk a big game, like, oh, this is the year we're going to do it. But in the end, I usually do end up cheating to get through the corn maze. And I don't know, it's something greasy about that, isn't it? Like,
well,
I don't know. Does everybody else cheat on this corn maze? Have you gone and done the corn maze this year? Have you gone and done the corn maze? Let us know on that front too. But
confession, I've never been in a corn maze.
You've never been in a corn maze?
Never had the opportunity.
Not even one
nor
time?
Chance, nor lust.
In your whole life?
No,
Well, there it is. There it is. That's the retro jersey.
Brown glove.
It'll come with the brown gloves, brown pants, and then pretty basic blue and orange sort of socks. I don't know. What do you come out on this, guys? Part of me think it looks I guess Calgary looks super plain too. I thought there might be a little bit more going on here, but I think I like it.
Yeah, it was hockey and the style was secondary. It's hard hockey.
Where do we come out on the number being in the center of the chest? That's kind of interesting, isn't it? You don't see that very often. I think I think on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm at like an 8.5 on these.
Is it the brown pants and gloves?
The brown pants and gloves look cool.
Yeah.
I have a brown pair of gloves that I wear for like coaching and rec league and stuff. People are like, man, where'd you get those mitts?
Can't take my eyes off.
World's longest hockey game. But I think the brown really, on that one, you can see the one brown glove a little bit, but he's got brown pants on as well. And then the outside of the glove is brown. And I don't know, on a scale of 1 to 10, buddy, what do you think?
It'd be a 10 if they brought retro helmets.
What do we got for
what
do we got for the
all
leg?
older helmets?
Yeah,
but,
a brown helmet would take this to another level.
An 8's fine, yeah.
It looks good. I think it looks good. What say you? Hit us up if you've already seen it. 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Let's get into the nasty chat this morning. You're reviewing it with us right now. Guys, all they had to do was go with the 06 jersey and call it a day. Connor says plain is better, right? And this is relatively plain.
You don't want to complicate it. Tube socks gives it a great look, and if Tube Socks is giving it a great look, that's a
Tube Socks is our logo guy, right? So there's another look at it. That is how it looks with the pants. I mean, it doesn't really go, but I like the fact that it doesn't go.
Well, I like Justin points out it's a retro. That's what it's supposed to be. It's not a classic with a modern twist or anything. It's retro. So
Yeah, Justin makes a really good point on that one. Frankie Finger says it is looking like the Edmonton Mercury's logo, which is cool. That's what they were going for as well. Guys, I love it. I'm not sure I love it enough to spend $300 to get one.
Somebody mentions the Connor's Captain C there. It's kind of on the border of the orange and blue. You kind of put that down an inch, right? Just on the blue.
If you would have just put that right down on the blue, probably would have looked a little bit better.
Here,
Eric is right. Bring back the Jofa helmets as well.
Requirement, yeah.
Guys, the gloves are awesome. The jersey's like a 5 out of 10. I would not wheel lock to get it. Is that from that's from Wheels, eh? From Atif?
Yeah,
I love Atif being in this chat. It's not bad. It's not bad. I think it'll sell well.
Greg says it's not brown, it's copper.
Those pants are copper?
Apparently.
Well, those copper pants look brown.
Copper pants.
That's how it looks to me. What's going on, Matt? You look all nervous.
Well, the door's locked downstairs, and Dean and Hernan are here.
All right, Dean and Hernan are here. All right, perfect. Well, then let's do this. If you'd like to play Kind of Easy Trivia right now, hit us up, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. If you want to play Kind of Easy Trivia, chance to win a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. Just text in and say, hey, I want to play. And we'll play some Kind of Easy Trivia just after 8 o'clock. Elks kicker Dean Faithfull will join us for 3 questions too many and a whole lot more. He's going to stick around here. We'll dive into the history of Dean Faithfull. And I'm going to apologize for jinxing him because right before he missed that first kick, I said he's hit 12 in a row. I got to stop doing that. I have to stop doing that.
We're all getting the confessions.
Dean Faithfull will be popping by a little bit in less than 5 minutes. And we will play Kind of Easy Trivia for Mr. Mike. 780-218-9999. If you want to play, don't go anywhere. Hour number 3 should be a good one right here on The Nielsen Show.
Two guys and a goalie.
Babcock's gone. The Blue Jackets had an availability. They made a major mistake. Cash, your thoughts on how this looks on that organization?
Out of all the hires, this is the one that we felt was going to make us the best. Quite clearly, it was not.
It's just a weird kind of thing to do, to ask someone to look at their phone and the pictures on their phone. If you think by seeing a photo you're going to learn a lot about a person, then follow them on social media. I'm sure if Mike Babcock requested to follow a few members of his Columbus Blue Jackets, what he did was wrong. He hasn't changed a bit.
Two guys and a goalie with Gager, Cassian, and Nielsen. Tuesday and Thursdays at noon. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey. Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio. Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for the Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't feel like working? Join the Hangout. You never know what you might hear. Weekday mornings 9 to 11 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch. Sundays at 8:30, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast, located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielsen Show, featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
All right, 8:02 on the Nielsen Show. You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. That's 780-218-9999. We're going to get into 3 questions too many coming up here for Park Mazda. And we will get to a little kind of easy trivia right now for Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. I was talking with somebody. I can't remember who I was talking to last night. They're like, where was I last night? What did I do last night? Oh, it was at basketball last night. So I bumped it. Oh, I saw somebody that you were working with at Nate back when you were in college last night. I can't remember his name. Yeah, he's been listening to the show for like 13 years.
Nate Athletics?
Nate Athletics. You probably know the guy. Red hair.
Yeah.
He was very excited. Anyway, he said to say hi. But he was telling me, he goes, I hear you always talk about Mr. Mike's. I've never been there. I said, we got to go. Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. They'll get you taken care of there. So we've got Owen. He's going to play it today. He needs to get 3 out of the 5 questions correct to win the gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. Owen, good morning. How you doing, man?
Good, yourself?
We're doing just fine. You ready to roll here?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. I'll start the ticker after read the first question. Good luck. Here we go. How many goals did the Oilers score last night?
0.
What position does Philip Broberg play?
Defense.
Is Broberg from Mill Woods or Sweden?
Sweden.
Name one NFL team that won last night.
Cincinnati Bengals.
Name one player on the Bengals.
Joe Burrow.
Got it. Perfect. 5 for 5.
Are you kidding me? That's right. Who do you think you are? I am. Get it right.
You can't have a newcomer come in and steal the show.
That's a peddling.
Oh, we've been strong. We're just playing by the rules.
Ooh, you better believe that's a peddling.
And I was in Miami with my new beach house. Well, it was a couple minutes from the beach.
That's a peddling.
The first year we took it to the limit.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
All right, congratulations to Owen. He's going to be heading off to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. We'll get to 3 questions too many here for Park Mazda. Lieutenant Eric, we got a special guest who's going to join us for this, but you have a liner for the segment.
Yes, I do. It's 3 questions too many. It's brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda and Mitch Lewicki, where they're pleased to announce their new part-time salesman, Dean Faithfull, hired today. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. You didn't know this, but you got to come.
Surprise! We got you a part-time gig. Dean, how you doing, man?
I'm great. How you doing?
Thanks a lot for coming in, dude. It's good to meet you.
Early mornings and
you've been a fun story, fun, unique story here in Edmonton. We do have questions that have come in from listeners, so we'll certainly get to a few of those. But first of all, how's the bye week going, man? Like taking it easy or what?
Yeah, chance to relax, chance to just step away from the season for a few days. Even though I've been in kicking already, and just
so you're not really stepping away.
Not really. I'm lying to myself, to be honest. Just trying to stay on top of it and stay fresh until the end of the season now.
So when you go out for a kicking session, like even during a bye week, where do you go? You kick 100 balls? You kick 15 balls? Like, how does that work?
Nah, I mean, if you're anything over 30 is too much.
Okay.
So probably I hit around that mark, and that's including like warm-up swings. So it's important to stay on top of that and not hit too many, because you can get obsessed with it and just keep kicking and keep kicking. Yeah, I usually set myself a number around 30 and then take the cleats off no matter what.
How much time does that take them for 30? Like how much, to me, it's like I go to the driving range and I hit 1,000,000 balls in 10 minutes, You're supposed to take time and go through your routine and stuff. Is it easy to do that when you're just out kicking around by yourself?
Yeah, I'll be out there a couple of hours doing that.
Okay.
You start with your warm-up, kind of a slow burn method. Start slow, do everything properly, and then finish with some sort of game-like kicks. So Jake Julian was out with me yesterday.
Okay, yep.
So he was holding, and we were just doing some live snaps, and just trying to make it as game-like as possible at the end after I'm warmed up.
Do you convince a long snapper to come join you guys in that situation, or is it just you and him?
Yeah, we try to. If one's available, if Pete's around. Yeah. Pete's not around this week, but
okay.
Ideally, if all 3 of us can get out of there, it's perfect, because we can really work at the details,
the timing and stuff, right?
Bye week guilty pleasures, though. I know you're a professional. You're sticking to, you're kind of staying in the routine. But you do anything other video games, anything like that?
Is there a treat?
So something to treat yourself.
I'm a bit of a nature boy, so like today I'm going out kayaking on the river.
Love it.
Have you done that yet?
Yeah, we did it. We did it as a team towards the beginning of the season. We did some team activities, and one of them was the kayaking. But yeah, just a couple hours, going to float downstream, I hope. So I'm not.
That's easier, right?
Yeah, I just want to go out there and float.
You don't turn around and come back, right?
No.
Pick you up further down the road.
Exactly. So,
yeah. No.
Yeah, not too much. I mean, the last bye week I went back to Colorado.
Okay.
And sort of enjoyed some time there and did some coaching. I didn't take time off. I ended up coaching some of the younger kids, the high school kids that I teach how to kick back there. So I did that last bye week, but this bye week I decided to stick around in Edmonton.
How do you like the coaching aspect of it?
I love it, to be honest. It's something that I want to do when I'm done playing, and something I did obviously when I finished college. I decided I'm going to start up my own coaching business, and I started that in Colorado, and just mainly to give the opportunities like I've had two younger kids because I got into kicking by accident.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna get to that
quite a
story.
story, yeah.
It's a pretty phenomenal story. You know how most people research in this business. I was on your Wikipedia page last night. So, do you update your own Wikipedia page?
I haven't even seen it.
No, you should go on there and just add like amazing stories. That would be great.
I'm not sure who did that. Is that?
I don't know, but it's actually pretty in depth
Oh,
compared to some of the
very
other
much. Like,
Wikipedia
they know more
pages.
about you
Like,
than you know more
yeah,
yourself.
I'm going to bring up your
Read
Wikipedia page,
this.
man.
Get a load of this.
You can confirm some of the stuff for us. But so your story is a very unique one. I mean, obviously you've arrived here in the Canadian Football League. We can like go through the global draft and all that stuff as well. But you played soccer professionally for quite some time, and obviously you really enjoyed that. Take us through that stage of your life and how that all went for you.
Yeah, I mean that was all I knew originally was soccer. You know, I did a bit of boxing when we were younger. Me and my brother.
Okay.
Dad kind of forced us into. Well, he'll laugh at me saying that. Kind of forced us into boxing, but we loved it as well. And then soccer took me down a different path, a more glamorous path than boxing. And ended up at Florida Tech. And then
how do you get to Florida Tech from overseas? Like, how does that work?
So my college in England. So we have our school years. It's changed now, but you used to be able to finish at 16. And then you could go on to work.
Like done high school at 16?
Uh-huh.
No way.
Yeah, you can go on to work like my brother did. He went on to, he has his own carpentry business now. Or you can go to what we call college, which is 2 years, like your last 2 years in high school.
Okay.
Right? So you go and specialize in a couple of subjects. And so I went to a college called Taunton's College, and we were one of the best soccer teams in the area in that for college level. And they were sending people to Illinois for soccer scholarships. And my teacher was like, "You be good for this. Like, you play soccer, your grades are okay. Like, we can get you out to America." And I thought, well, that sounds cool. Like, anyone would think that sounds cool. But me being me, I was like, well, there must be something else other than Illinois. So I went out to America, spent 3 months coaching with a company. And I went to Michigan, Florida, California, coaching soccer.
Okay.
Just to explore America. It's my first time in America. And I ended up in Melbourne, Florida. Never visited Florida Tech, but that's where Florida Tech was. And then when I got home, I reached out to the coach. I was like, yeah, you know, I play soccer. Here's some tape of me playing. I mean, long story short, yeah, he offered me a scholarship.
Is that one of those things where like, a Canadian hockey player reached out to a team in England and goes, "I'm a Canadian hockey player."
Joaquin Gage
Like,
thing
yeah,
kind of
like,
makes a
was
flip
it good
to
for you? And you're like, "Hey," like he doesn't even care how good you are. You're like, "I'm from England and I play soccer." He's like, "Come on over, we'll give you a scholarship." Like,
it's a little bit like that,
Yeah.
but also it started where there were an influx of foreign players were starting to go on scholarship in America, and it was quite normal. And the coach, Robin Chan, who's part of my story, getting into football actually, was an English coach too. He's English and Malaysian background. He was the head coach there. So we had a connection because of England, and then just one thing led to another, and I was on a plane to Florida.
How was driving around the state? Were you by yourself in a van, just kind of cruising around? Like, that must have been wild.
when you're
too,
driving
just to
around the States, yeah.
explore things and
Yeah, that's different because, I'd never driven on that side of the road either. A couple of times I'd gotten on the wrong side and then realised cars were coming towards me. But,
fun.
But it's easier going from England to America, and same for Canada, because I felt the roads are bigger. They're more kind of straight, right, left.
Yeah.
Whereas our roads are all twisty, windy, small. And so it was easier to transfer over the driving skills to America and here.
So college soccer, and then that led to some pro soccer for a while, right? Like how old were you when you finished soccer?
Like completely finished soccer?
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Okay, so 3 years ago, so 33.
33.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I'd kind of decided to almost retire.
Yeah,
at
that was
stage.
you had enough, kind of. Or?
I was going to play like a lower level semi-pro.
Okay,
you know, and that's kind of part time.
Where did you play? Where like look at your Wikipedia page, by the way. Look how much stuff's
the
on here.
retirements, I think, in there should be.
Look at this. They got the college football career. They got the professional career. You've never seen this.
I've never seen
No,
it.
this right here. It says second overall pick in the global draft. Like that's pretty good stuff. So
yeah, that is me.
Yeah, we can confirm this is you, right? This is you.
Authentic.
So around here, it said you played in a bunch of different places, like pro soccer. What was your favorite place to play?
As far as like soccer wise, Belgium was the best standard I played in.
Second division, I think. Hey,
Second division.
Club.
CSVC is the club. A little club, but it was so much fun, and that was full time. You know, we had sort of big training fields and just a really professional environment. So I loved being in Belgium because that was kind of where the other places prior to that, I'd been hopping around, and I'd been a little bit in Costa Rica, played some semi-professional level in Australia, and once I signed that contract in Belgium, that was kind of my really ticked off box that I'd played professionally.
Yeah.
And so I was, chuffed to be there, really happy to be in Belgium. But as far as like the country, I loved being in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay.
One of my favorite countries. I was there 2 years probably in total. Just love the place.
That's a place you go back to for sure.
Yeah, just love the culture, love the food. Like I got one of my best friends is from there, and I got a lot of friends from there now through him, and just love it.
So you said like when you were 33, you basically kind of were thinking about retiring. Was it just you had other plans? Like you want to go? Like I'm pretty sure 3 years ago you weren't. I'm going to go kick in the Canadian Football League, right? So what was the plan when you decided soccer's done for me?
Well, I just picked up a job as well as a project manager.
Okay.
So I'd kind of gone into the professional and adult world.
adult world sucks, man. Yeah. Let's just be honest.
And like most of my friends and family that know me probably, they've said it for years. Like, and I get comments like, "When are you going to grow up? When are you going to settle down?" And you get those questions, right? And it was probably around that time I thought, well, I do want a family. I do want to. And I want to be home more because I've been away for a good 10 years in total. I've been home for Christmas and stuff. So, got this job as a project manager and bought the suits and grew up really for that year. And that's what I was going to do. But then that Christmas is when I went to Florida for a wedding. And that's where life changed again. So I only went for a wedding. I was gone for 2 weeks, and then, I bumped into my old coach.
The coach you talked about earlier on? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so you want to know that story?
Yeah.
Yeah, so bumped into him met up for coffee.
Yep.
Even though I don't drink coffee. I say that as a...
Oh, wow.
Well, we got a story for you. Because
I love it.
I just tried coffee for the first time on Friday, and I had a latte. Eric brought in a latte, double shot of espresso, and now I'm hooked. I've had lattes yesterday and today, so don't try it. Don't get hooked on the coffee, man.
Gateway drug. That's
I have tried it.
Yeah. Don't like the taste?
Don't enjoy it.
The smell's no good either, right?
No, well, it's funny. I like the smell.
Really?
Yeah. No, you could... What? It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, so I could be in a coffee environment and I quite like it, but it's hot drinks I don't really do.
No, so you're not a tea guy? I kind of thought for sure you'd be a tea guy. That was what we were going to get to. All this was leading into when I finally go, and now tell us about the tea.
Like, I want to lie. I want to lie and say, I'm a big tea drinker. Yeah. I'm not. Like, my brother is, my family is. Like, they'll drink tea like it's anything, but I just never...
Were you before you moved? Like, and now you're here and it's just not...
No, it's just never worry. Just never drank hot drinks when I was younger.
So do they frown upon you overseas?
Probably.
I would think.
Probably. It's the question I always get, like, do you drink tea? I'm like, not really.
So where did this come from? Yeah, where did this come from after the last game? I was like, he's got to be a tea drinker.
Yeah. Well, I know, because that's just how much where I'm from.
Yeah.
That
was good.
Yeah, I do like the whole teacup. The whole teacup thing.
The celebrations have been off the chart. I mean, the
people have just been texting in the whole time, being like, "Have him do the wave. Have him do the wave." Like, was that preempted, or was that something you're like? Is that something you do with the guys, and then you just sort of mix it in, or
That was.
Can you give us one right now?
Of course.
Can you do the wave? There we go. Yeah, I love that. That's great.
It was more for that week. It was a bit of a joke.
Okay.
Because I'd had a little celebration before that, which was like just a little finger wiggle.
Okay.
And that was between...
Where'd the finger wiggle? Where'd that come from?
That was just something between one of the scouts at Elks,
okay.
Sammy.
Okay.
It was just a personal thing between me and him.
Yeah.
In preseason camp. And he kind of helped... He kind of said, just, relax during practice. And every time I made one, he was just kind of like giving me the finger, like down the middle kind of thing. And so I started doing that, and then... I was chatting with the boys, and they were asking me the same question: "Why do you do that?" And I told them, and then I thought to myself, maybe I'll do like the Queen's wave. I said, only if I hit a game winner. And it was that week.
Yeah.
And then it was the Calgary game, and then
you had to do it.
Yeah, I'd never really before the game not thought about it, and then obviously the moments after we made the kick, I say we as a three.
Yeah.
Made the kick. I kind of lost my mind for 10 seconds. You've probably seen the film. Like I turn around and walk off like a penguin, but I got the penguin walk down to a T. Yeah. And then as things calmed down, I was just like, I can do the wave. So I just sort of gave
so
it the
good
wave to the crowd.
and lifted in the room and stuff, man. Like
that
was
room,
just...
and you didn't break character. I mean, you just once you were up there, and they kept very serious. I loved it.
That was so good. We were watching that. That was amazing. Anyway, we totally got sidetracked here. You went for coffee with this coach. And he's the one who got you into football?
Yeah, so we were just chatting like normal because we're friends now, and then he was on his phone and said, he's like, you interested in playing football? So what do you mean, Channy, I call him. So what do you mean? He said, well, Florida Tech need a kicker. He's like, the coaches just text me. He's like, you'd be good. And I was like, sure, I'm interested. And then basically I had a flight to London the next day. But he said, the coach will come in and give you a trial. Like, are you up for it? So I thought about it. I ended up changing my flight. And turned up the next day. Never kicked a ball before.
You never kicked a football before?
Never. No.
Any rugby background at all or anything like that?
Played a bit of rugby in school.
Yeah.
But never really kicked anything other than a soccer ball
Really?
shape. So I was on YouTube the night before. What? No joke. How to kick an American football, Canadian football.
Yeah.
And
did you find some good videos?
Who were the videos? Did you anybody specific that you
Louis
kind of...
Pasaglia's got a bunch of videos
Some
online.
old films, right?
That's wild.
I couldn't even tell you. It was just random
Yeah.
videos. And I was like, it seems like I can do this. And I turned up the next day and the coach had me do some field goals, from about 40 yards. And I did okay. And then did some kickoffs. And he kind of stood down the field, but not too far away. And I kicked 2 or 3 that just sailed over his head. He kind of watched the balls.
Big leg, right? Like the big soccer leg.
Yeah. And he said, you sure you've not done this? I said, nope, just soccer. Anyway, by the time we walked back to his office, he had offered me a scholarship.
No way.
He said, we can teach you the rest. We'd love to have you come back in the fall.
And you're like 34 at the time?
I was about to be in that
About
May.
to be 34.
So that was January 2020. I would have been 34 in May 2020.
And then everything hit the fan.
COVID came a lot.
Yeah.
So I went home a few days later to think about my decision because I had that project management job.
Well, you're an adult now.
I was an adult.
I was just waiting.
I'd grown up. I was earning some money, and mum and dad were proud.
Yeah.
And I
Who's your son? He's a project manager. It's a big deal. Yeah.
He manages projects, which I don't know what that means.
No, nobody does.
No. I think in my interview for that job, they was like, why do you think you can be a project manager? I said, it's like making a sandwich. A project's like making a sandwich. You get 2 bits of bread, you get your meat, and you slap it together. And they were like that. And I think that's what got me the job. I was like, it's as simple as making a sandwich. I'm just making up stuff. But it was, so I went home and thought about it. It didn't take me long to decide.
With the hesitation of being, you were almost 34 and you were going to be going back to school, or was that kind of exciting?
No, a little bit. Yeah, I was like, what? I'd always wanted to do my master's degree because I'd had my bachelor's already. I thought, well, it'd be cool.
Bachelor's in what?
In project management. Really get in there.
Scientific and technical communication.
Wow.
With a minor degree in biology.
Oh, a smart guy.
Jeez.
Yeah, smart guy.
Didn't ever use that.
No, of course not. Nobody uses science in school.
You got it.
Yeah.
But no, I loved it. I went to, obviously, Florida Tech was a science school. So I ended up doing that kind of stuff. But made the decision, you know what, I'm gonna do this.
So you went to get your master's as well as playing football.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
yes. But then COVID was that February, it started popping up. And I was the plan was to go back to Florida, actually learn how to kick.
Yeah.
Snap, hold, the nuances of kicking. And COVID halted all flights, so I couldn't fly anywhere. And I was like, well, how do I get around this? So I thought, well, they were closing all the parks. England was being silly, closing everything outdoors.
Everything was shut down, yeah.
But I was like, well, they can't stop me and a couple of footballs going out. You know, it's not like I'm out in a big group. So I bought a couple of footballs on Amazon and just went out to rugby parks and just kicked every day. You know, I was working. I got another job on a construction site just to stay alive.
Yeah,
but it gave me the freedom to just focus on kicking. Every day I finished, I'd just stick my cleats on and go out and kick. So, yeah, that was kind of my plan. I was like, right, I'll do this until I can fly out. You know, no matter when that is, I'll just keep kicking. But then May came around, and Florida Tech cancelled their program. So
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I remember coming back from that construction site job, getting an email saying Florida Tech cancels football program. And I was in tears almost, because I've been working really. This is like 3 or 4 months of me just working hard at this.
It's like the science degree. What are you going to do with the kicking if there's no school to go to?
Like you've let out, like you go for a wedding, as you say. Like you're kind of feeling good because it's all kind of clicking. Like life's kind of clicking, and then boom, it just kind of
just
body slams you.
Came down on me, and it was like, well, who else is going to give me an opportunity?
Yeah.
At 34, no one else is going to take me seriously. The only reason I got a chance is because the coach saw me in person.
Yeah.
And, well, it turned out not to be true because I had videos on Twitter and YouTube of me kicking some long field goals. I had like some 60, 70-yard field goals on there that I just kicked by myself.
Yeah.
You know, obviously no pressure, nothing, just me and a ball and some sticks. And I just put on my Twitter that I had eligibility and was available in the transfer portal. And yeah, I had about 15 schools reach out.
No way.
Yeah, from like Georgia, from Mississippi, from all over the place.
Yeah.
And I ended up, long story short, chose CSU Pueblo as the choice. They offered me a scholarship and it was a great school. Colorado seemed really interesting place to live. My friends had said, you'll love it, the mountains, the outdoor life. So yeah, chose CSU Pueblo.
Wow. And 2 years there?
2 years.
Oldest Div 2 player, I think, on that
I
Wikipedia
saw that.
page.
According to your Wikipedia page,
Only you.
The oldest NCAA Div 2 player ever.
That was what was said.
Yeah.
I had never fact-checked it, but that's what was said. And yeah, the news come and did a story on that. And it was always funny. There's always these articles about my kicking. And it was always, the headline was about how old I was.
Yeah.
I was like, can we look at anything else? And I was like, but I understood it, you know, and it was like 34-year-old Dean Faithfull.
30-year-old project manager, gets on. They could at least use that in the,
Yeah, could have said something, yeah.
You know what's really weird is that I always look at this way for sports because, a 38-year-old athlete, you're like, my God, I'm 42. I feel like I'm just getting going in my career. You know, it's really weird how we view athletes' ages, right? Like it's kind of silly, to be honest with you. I mean, from a career perspective, I get it. You're up there, but you still have your whole life ahead of you. Right?
Yeah,
It's always weird to me. Like,
for other people who may, I missed the boat, or even that chance to go down to Florida Tech or whatever. I mean, these things happen, right? Just on a
It can be
whim.
done.
Yeah.
And kicking is a little bit different in that you can have a prolonged career.
Yeah, you could roll for a while with that.
Look after your legs. Yeah. And I know it's different to other positions in football, but yeah, I think that mindset is changing a little bit. You look at some of the best athletes in the world, and you look at like soccer-wise, Ronaldo, he's 38, I think. And like, if you look after your body, you can play for a long time. But there is this attitude. I think it's the 30 mark, right? 30 years old, you're done.
Yeah, like for a running back, it's like, oh man, this guy's 27.
Yeah,
he's almost finished.
Why waste your time? Yeah,
it's so ridiculous. And we'll get to some of the others. We got lots of questions rolling in.
Yeah.
I just kind of want to get to. So you finished college, and then did you think? Like, did the whole CFL Global Draft catch you off guard, or did you have somebody say, "Hey, man, like, somebody's looking at you to go play pro in Canada"?
Well, once I got into the college scene, I started looking at the other football,
like what would
scene.
be next type of
thing. And obviously the NFL is an obvious one that you're looking at, and then I knew about the CFL, so I'd explored that option. I saw that the new leagues like the XFL were out there, and the USFL was starting.
Was it European, the NFL, like any of that stuff going on there? Any interest to you, kind of?
Well, it's not. I mean, the American football's growing in England.
Yeah, but nothing
had really interested me over that way. So once the college opportunity came up, I thought, well, I could play to the next level.
Yeah.
Who knows? So once I graduated, I set myself a goal. I was like, I'm going to try and get to one of these leagues and CFL was very much a realistic option, having the global draft.
Yeah.
You know, the NFL, it's obviously, you know how difficult it is to get.
Good luck breaking into that, right? Like,
There's so many, and I'd met so many kickers along the way, free agents, just on this carousel of not having a team, you know, having a tryout and then not. And then, so I was like, well, the CFL seems like a really, you know, realistic option with the global draft, bearing in mind that they're looking for global players. So I'd set myself that goal to get into a CFL team. And that, you know, almost a year later was when I went to the tryout in LA for the Edmonton Elks.
Okay. Oh, so they had that. Yeah, they do those tryouts around the country, right? So you went and kicked there for Chris?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'd already got an agent. We talked about getting into the global draft. And there was a process where you got to enter your name and they do their background research and you get...
And then approve you, basically?
Yeah. And so I was like, well, maybe it's not enough. Like, I knew the things against me, my age, my lack of experience. I was like, I need to go to these trials because it would help me. So I went to one down in Florida for Saskatchewan.
Okay.
And then I could afford to go to one more. So I just happened to choose the Elks. And I was like, well, I can go to LA. I paid to stay in this hostel in Koreatown.
Really?
So I was like, the night before I was in this shared room of 6 men. I didn't, like, from all over the world. Like, we're just, and
Were any of them there also to try to kick for the Elks?
No.
Okay, just you.
They were just backpacking and traveling.
What are you here for? I'm going to try out for a professional football team.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we even talked because I turned up late and just got into my bed, like this single bunk.
Yeah.
Just got some sleep before the next day.
Yeah.
So,
wow.
Yeah.
And then you went and you just kicked, and they're like, okay, second overall pick. So then when a global draft came, were you like refreshing your phone and like seeing, am I going to get picked there?
9 a.m. I knew the draft was starting, and I got a text at 9:02 from someone at the Elks saying, keep your phone on. And then, I got the phone call.
Yeah.
So I'd not heard much until that point.
Yeah.
I had the tryout, and then not really... I just kind of sat in the dark waiting and thought, well, so I got up at 9 o'clock and it was just me in my apartment on my phone, and then it called, and that was the phone call with Coach Jones. You know, so really grateful that phone call came along.
How's it been ramping up? Like, as a Canadian Football League kicker, you starting to feel pretty comfortable? I was going to tell the boys, I was going to say sorry because I was calling the game this last week, and right before you missed that the first one that you missed, I said he's hit 12 in a row. He's really in his zone right now, and then you missed it. I was like, damn, what have I done? I hate jinxing kickers. It happens all the time, though. But so anyway, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for bringing that up on the broadcast.
No, that's okay.
You feeling pretty comfortable, though, now? Like,
that's okay. That's life as a kicker. You know, like you're going to make some important ones, you're going to miss some, and it's important to just, over that timeline, to stay consistent. And, at the beginning, it was a lot of learning curve, and you know, still getting that experience under my belt, learning the environment, feeling comfortable in the environment. And that operations between us three, between me, Jake, and Pete, takes time sometimes. You know, it's an important trio. And once we get it right, it works. And that obviously that 12 in a row, we really felt like we were in a groove and just comfortable out there. And even the last game, I'm comfortable. I fully expected to make those. Yeah. And just little things go wrong, you know, and it might be the snap wasn't quite right, or the ball wasn't quite held right, or I just got it wrong on my connection.
Just missed it, right? Like, that happens, right?
That happens, you know. It's kind of not far from the post. Like, but so those ones are frustrating because you expect to make them, but. Yeah, no worries. Apology.
Okay, all right. Thank you, man. I didn't want to do that.
The Paris Jewelers inbox is lighting up. People are loving it in here. 780-218-9999. Dutch Crunch asks, is there a kicker or a coach who you've been studying or working with to help your development? It seems like, according to Dutch Crunch, you've gotten a little more distance on your kicks as the years progressed. You want to comment on that? Anything you've been watching anybody? Or, I mean, your path here has been very unique. Did you know anybody along the way that's kind of done something similar, coming from overseas and doing the whole global thing? Or you?
I've tried to learn from everyone along the way, and I went to a few sort of kicking camps in America. End up meeting some kickers that went on to play. You know, there's a couple in the NFL now. Yeah. Like Dicker the kicker, he plays for the Rams. Cameron Dicker is his name, and a few other fellas, mostly punters as well that kicked as well, and those people I really learnt from. Yeah, they've been kicking most of their life, and they've gone on to play in the NFL now. So I learnt from them, and then since I've been here, someone that's really been helpful is a guy called Paul McCallum. Which
Should
know.
Paul McCallum.
Yeah, Paul McCallum.
Should know that name.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How'd you get connected? Where was the connection there?
Well, I think through G-Roy.
Okay. Oh, yeah, G-Roy. with Paul.
and
Yeah, that
BC,
makes sense.
and, and so Paul has been great being someone I can
That's
just
perfect.
pick the phone up.
And a
to.
hell of a character in the league during his day. Like that guy was that was a kicker with attitude.
No, that's
safe
great.
to say.
Yeah. No, that's awesome.
No, but he's someone definitely I look up to because he played a long time. I think he retired at 45.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, he kicked for a long time.
I'd like to be that kind of age.
Why
you know,
not?
I'd love to. So he's been so helpful in helping me progress and just learn the differences in the CFL and just he's watched tape and helped me learn. So yeah, I've definitely improved as the season's gone on. I like.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And we had some questions come in a little bit earlier on today too. This one's wants to know: are you a fan of Ted Lasso? And if so, who's your favorite character?
Yeah, big fan.
Yeah, me too. I love that show.
One of my favorite shows because I'm not a big show guy.
No,
but I did watch that one. Roy Kent.
Roy Kent?
Yeah.
Roy Kent would probably be a really popular answer for most people.
Yeah. Well, it's because you can kind of relate to him. And it's that angry side to him, but he's also the nice.
He's a softie,
he's
though,
a softie
too.
inside. Yeah. So, love that show.
Roy Kent, there was a good character development with him. Like, they put him on TV, you could tell it wouldn't work, and eventually, that was just such a good show. Such a good show. Where is he getting a fine ale poured for him in England? Where's the one place? Like, if somebody's going over there, would you have a suggestion on where you go to get the best?
No, that's tough. We have pubs everywhere.
Everywhere?
So I'm going to have to say my local pub.
Okay.
Which is called the Square Cow.
The Square Cow.
Love it.
A perfect name for an English pub. I love. Where did that come from? Like, where
I live is called Wickham.
Okay.
It's a little village and it's a square. So literally.
Okay. Like the village is a square?
Yep. So like there's a square and it's like your restaurants, your supermarket, your post office, your doctors, it's all there.
How many people are in this village?
I think there's two or 3,000.
Oh, wow.
So it's small, but like the actual village area, like the town where there's shops and is tiny. It is a square.
Yeah.
And then the houses go out from there.
Yeah.
And then it's just fields. So and like the woods and the forest. So it's a beautiful place to
the Square
to live.
Cow.
So the Square Cow is
what's your go-to beverage?
Honestly, I haven't drank for a long time.
Yeah.
Cider guy?
But I was a rum guy.
Oh my man.
So Trinidad,
I'm a big spiced rum guy.
Me too.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
my time in Trinidad and Tobago turned me into
I
rum
guess
person.
a rum guy down there for sure.
So if I'm to drink, it's a rum. But yeah, I haven't had a drink for a long time actually. So yeah, I haven't had a drink since I've been in Canada.
Well, you're focused on kicking right now, man.
Can we go back home? The soccer, the football, Southampton Saints, big Saints. Did you ever get close to getting academy looks or anything like that when you were young? A dream of yours, or anything like that?
It was a dream.
Yeah.
It's all of our dreams as young lads, and that's all we did. Like kick a football around, you know, just soccer ball. Sorry for clarity.
I understand.
Football for my people back home because my dad will smack me around the head for calling it soccer. But yeah, it was the dream. I never got close, to be honest. I played lower level till I was 16. I never really was pushed to play a high level. And then at 16, I thought, I want to play a bit higher. And that's where I started playing for the local clubs that were a bit higher level. And then it was Florida Tech. So, no, I mean, I think I was a late bloomer in both sports. So that kind of made sense, you know. Like soccer, I kind of got into it late, and then I peaked late, and I've got into football late. So hopefully, I can peak.
You can peak late in football too.
You don't have to answer this, but were you ever in a firm?
No.
Okay.
No.
Did you go to ever ports? Did you go to those derby games or anything like that?
But went to a couple
big stories, like big away day trips or anything like that. Or
they're just crazy. That like the Portsmouth Southampton games. Yeah. Every policeman in town or policewoman, policeman in town are there because it's madness.
It's the thing, yeah.
People fighting, and it's like it's the bad side of soccer.
Yeah.
The rivalry, but it makes the games fun. You know. Well, so I went to a couple. Yeah, love those games. Yeah.
Hate the Pompey, hey?
Yeah, not a Pompey fan. Do you know what's weird? Like,
I don't understand anything that's going on right now. I love it.
I'm in heaven.
I'm gonna have to say this because half my family are Portsmouth. Half of Southampton, so I've got uncles that are Pompey fans. My granddads, who I never met, were Pompey fans, so probably I should have been.
Why? Is there any reason? You're just your
they
folks?
Just grew up that way.
Okay,
so where I live now, where my parents live now, the lane actually splits Southampton and
That's
Portsmouth.
the divider. Yeah.
So it's like you could easily be either. But I grew up in Hedge End, which is Southampton. Okay. So I grew up a Southampton fan, but my family background is probably more Portsmouth. So yeah, it's a bit of a
black sheep in
bit
it.
of a mix. yeah, a bit of a mix. Yeah, strange one.
What do you miss most about home?
Family.
Yeah.
It's an easy one.
Just the one brother?
One brother.
Okay.
Yeah, Luke.
Okay.
Yeah,
Does anybody come out to see you, or plans, I guess, of that nature? Or?
Yeah, so I've got five or six of them are coming over for the Montreal game.
No way.
So they're here for the week. Yeah, they've got their jerseys ready.
Yeah.
So they all sat together in the stand. So that's gonna be a fun game.
Oh, that'll be pretty cool.
I wanted them to come out the Calgary week.
Yeah.
I tried so hard, and they thought about it and they didn't do it. And I'm like, should have come. Like, you could have saw 2 games.
How are they not here for that moment? Right? They would have been up in the crowd, be like, "He's doing it! He's doing the wave!"
I'd have probably jumped up in the crowd and done it.
That would have been amazing.
Done it from the stands.
Yeah.
But they're gonna be here for the Montreal game. So it's the first time they'll see me playing football.
Yeah.
They never got to see me in Colorado. So
That's so cool.
2 o'clock, Saturday, October 14th, Thanksgiving, I would assume.
I'm
weekend,
calling
yeah.
that game. I'm
Good,
doing the
perfect.
Calgary game Friday night,
Well,
then
you'll
driving back up to do that
have to get
game.
them a little camera time
We'll have
that
to.
day.
What we'll do is I'll have Hernan text me. We'll get your family on TV.
Yeah.
Oh, they'd love that.
Yeah,
they'd
we'll
love
find out where they're sitting, and then we'll get them on TV.
Oh,
that'd be pretty cool.
that'd be
I think,
amazing.
I think they
Yeah.
would like
Can't
that
wait.
too. Yeah. No, that's awesome, man. Well, thank you very much for popping by. We appreciate this. We know it's a bye week. You could have slept in. But yeah,
Get on the river. You still have time to get on the river.
Yeah, I'm getting out on the river.
Who do you take out on the river with you? Just you? Are you just going like on your own? Or you're forcing Julian into this too?
Now my
or?
girlfriend's gonna come with me,
Oh,
and
okay.
then there's been a young lad, Lachlan. He comes out to practice sometimes.
Okay.
He's 17, plays in high school. He's been learning to kick.
Oh.
So I kind of gave him some helpers, and his mum and dad are gonna take me out on the river. So,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it's cool.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's kind
cool.
of getting, yeah. So it's nice. It's getting to know some.
Because you said you're an outdoorsy type, right?
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite day? Like, are you a hiker, or like, do you like to be in the water, or
Yeah, I love hiking.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously.
have you been to the mountains here? Have you
No.
whipped out to Jasper? Oh, you
No.
gotta go to Jasper, man, or down to Banff or something like that.
Jasper's where it's at.
Yeah.
Not Banff. Don't go to
You
Banff.
definitely got to.
Jasper.
You definitely got to go to Jasper.
Will it be worth it after the season? It won't be too cold up there.
It'll be
nice.
chilly.
Yeah.
It'll be chilly, but Jasper's great in the winter too. Although, how cold does it get in England? Like, is it
Nowhere near what it does here.
So you're not ready for like the -30 that we're gonna get?
I've not experienced. I mean, yeah, Colorado's had some cold.
Oh yeah, that would be a
winters,
little chilly.
But I think here gets even
Yeah.
colder. So, but I'll probably be home over the winter.
Yeah.
So I'll get to experience some cold rain. But
Cold rain.
Yeah, that's what we'll get probably. Yeah. So.
Guys, this has confirmed I'm sending my new Elks jersey to Ken at Prom for a Faithfull name badge.
There we go.
Somebody
I
asks,
like it.
changing of the number? Is there anything, changing your number or anything like that? What is significance to anything? Or
Well, I was 70 in camp,
Yeah.
and that
Yeah.
was just given to me.
Okay, so yeah.
And then, no, that was the number, the equipment guy was like, how about 18?
Sure.
Said, sure. Sounds good.
Cool. Yeah. Love it.
Not at the stage as a first-year guy to be like, actually, no.
You never
I want
know.
21.
There could be
Like,
something or other if you
Yeah.
have a tie
But
into something.
if you could
request
choose your number, what number would you want to wear?
I'd probably be a lower number, like 4.
Okay.
That was my soccer number.
Yeah.
And then in college, I was 39 because one of my good friends in England, when he played professional soccer, his first number was 39.
Okay, so you went with that same thing.
I didn't really care, but he was like, can you be 39? I said, sure. So I ended up picking 39. But yeah, numbers not too important to me. It is my nephew's birthday number, the 18th of December. So
Okay.
So
Well,
there
that
is a
works out
tie,
then.
but yeah, there's no real reason for
Yeah,
that.
that works out. You said you're not a big show guy, but you watch Ted Lasso. You watch anything else?
I'm back into Yellowstone.
Oh yeah. We had a yellow. Okay, how far along are you in
Prequels?
Yellowstone?
Only a
Where
couple
are we
of
at?
seasons, yeah.
Couple
not-
of seasons.
yeah.
First season was really good.
That was
Eric, you kind of lost it a bit later
I
on
went
in
off the
Yellowstone.
ranch. Did you do any prequel stuff though? That seems like
No, I want to watch
Yeah,
that
yeah,
stuff.
me too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Kinda
prequels were
interested in
good.
that. Yeah,
We
yeah.
watched both prequels; they were really good.
Yeah.
Yellowstone, it falls off a bit, but I still love it. My wife and I watched every episode.
I love it because I would love to live that life.
You want to take people to the train station when they?
Yeah. I just want to be in the middle of Montana, left alone, and just enjoying life like that.
Yeah.
That seems really idyllic life. So that's what
That would be pretty good, actually. Yeah. No, that would be all right. All right. Well, we got the wrap coming up for William Huff. Thanks a lot for coming by, man. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
Best of luck
Thank
with
you.
the rest of your season.
Thank
I'll
you
try
for
not
having
to
me.
jinx you anymore on. Hey, have you had a chance? I keep trying to wrap, but have you had a chance to make a tackle yet?
I think I've got 3 on the
Do
season.
you have 3 tackles on the season?
Yeah.
How much do you like that part of the game?
Love it.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah. I don't mind getting involved.
You're not one of those ones where like the guy runs
You're
by
not
and you're like, oh, he's just trying to push you quickly.
No, I see some of that. Yeah, I see some of the kickers doing that. No, I'm ready to tackle.
Yeah.
I love that side of the game.
That's good. Right on, man. Well, thanks for coming in, and best of luck the rest of the way this season, man. Hopefully you're around for like 5-6 years. We'll get you back in studio and stuff.
I hope so.
That would be great. Excellent. All right, it's Dean Faithfull of the Edmonton Elks. And if you want to hit us up in the nasty chat on YouTube, you can do that. You can text us 780-218-9999. The wrap for William Huff and your Cool Bet hotline of the day, all coming up here before 9 o'clock this morning.
The EST Hangout.
Matt Awanek, Tom Gazzola.
Yeah.
As well as we got Min Darwell from CDC and Doug McLean, Golden Bears Pandas analyst, along with the Stingers.
I think the older this kid gets,
Connor?
you're starting to see glimpses of what we're not privy to inside that room.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, now we're starting to see these guys put a stamp on this team. I think that culture that they're creating, instead of having it top down where it has a trickle down effect, I think it's working both ways where it kind of dictates what happens with the executive and the hockey side of the front office.
EST Hangout, weekday mornings at 9, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Tom Gazzola and Sean Bell take you on a hot lap around the NHL with Hello Hockey, Saturday mornings at 10, only on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Elks Call is the newest Edmonton Elks podcast located in Edmonton, discussing everything Elks. Join friends of EST, Scout and Catherine, Friday nights at 8 on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join friend of EST, Guy Flaming, for The Pipeline Show, Monday nights at 8 and Saturday at noon, as he has you covered with CHL, CJHL, USHL, NAHL, NCAA, and U Sports, plus the World Juniors, Frozen Four, and NHL Draft on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get to know the winners, props, plays, parlays, and more with Nielsen and Hustler. Weekday mornings at 11 on The Lock Shop. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Catch up with friends of EST, Andrew, Mike, and Kayla, as they get you in the huddle with the Edmonton Elks on the Turf District. Thursday nights at 8, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Friend of EST, Eric Thomas, takes you around the track all the way to the checkered flag on Raceline Radio. Tuesday nights at 8 and Saturday morning at 9. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Join Murray McCourt and Curtis Stock for tips and tales from courses around Edmonton and area with the VIP Golf Show, presented by the Tailor Made Performance Center at the Ranch, Sundays at 8:30, only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Get all the latest news and takes on everything Oilers with Dustin Nielsen and Tom Gazzola on the Oil Stream. Live at noon, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Only on EdmontonSportsTalk.com. The Nielsen Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.847 on the Nielsen Show. Dustin Nielsen and Lieutenant Eric with you. It is the wrap for William Huff. If you want your place to look as sweet as ours, get it done. Go to williamhuff.com. And yeah, I mean, if pretty much you look around the city, I would, because conservatively say about 85% of the city is currently wrapped by William
Wait till
Huff.
they wrap the city. Like they get that city contract. You just give a big wrap around the limits.
WilliamHuff.com is where you can find it. They got a nice picture right on the website of all the work that they've done at Rogers Place. Since 1972, William Huff has provided industry-leading advertising solutions for thousands of value clients. We are very happy to be one of them now, client and a partner with Bruce and the crew over at William Huff. To be honest with you, this stuff really, you can do this anywhere. I mean, this would look great in a house. Like, you could get anything wrapped in your house or whatever.
Kids' room or something?
Oh, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this was possible until I text Bruce. I said, what can you do? He goes, we can wrap the wall. I was like, what? This is incredible. What'd you learn on the show today, buddy?
GameDayKicking.com.
Yes.
Dean Faithfull, hell of a guest. I mean, it's people are giving it rave reviews already. Inbox, YouTube chat.
You know what I liked about it is that we don't have these stupid restrictions of radio where it's like, got to get to a commercial. No, we don't.
And I say interview, it was a great conversation.
Yeah.
We just had a nice chat with him. But GameDayKicking.com is where Dean will do a little bit. We'll have him back maybe to discuss this a little more openly. But GameDayKicking.com.
If you have a young kicker.
Yeah, if you're looking to get into it, American football, rugby, soccer, the whole bit. So GameDayKicking.com if you want to throw a little support to Dean's way there.
Yeah, go check it out. GameDayKicking.com. And we were joking. Not even joking.
No, why not?
Myself and Rick get down there, and he tries to teach us how to kick.
You're an old volleyball pro, and you still got the
got the knees.
Yeah,
there you go.
Limber enough.
What's the longest you think you could kick a field goal?
Well, I used to work with a guy co-op that punted.
Okay.
And he almost made it to CFL. But I'd go out punting with him. I'd shake balls.
But we're not talking punting. We're talking field goals.
Sure, yeah, I know. But the
but you
general
got that
kicking,
process.
It's nice. I mean, it's the CFL ball. It's not so scary. It's once you get out there and start doing it a couple times, you get the.
You think you could hit from 30?
Hell no.
No?
No.
I don't think
20.
I can hit from 30.
I
think I could give her a good
maybe,
boot from 20.
Yeah. Are you a toe kicker? Would you straight up run like a?
No, I'm soccer style kicker.
Okay, yeah.
I think
I'm gonna do the toe.
You're gonna do straight up the toe.
Bing.
Matty, toe kicker, soccer style kicker. Where do you come on?
Oh, I'm toe.
Especially
I'm
shoot for those, I think too.
Yeah.
You need it.
Well, Rob Gronkowski did the 25-yard field goal for that Super Bowl thing.
Yeah.
Me and Jam were talking. I think I could do 25.
Pitch to 25.
I think I could do 25.
The outside of the foot, eh?
Oh,
wouldn't that be a little trick?
I couldn't do that.
Put a little English on
Put a little
thing.
English on it. Oh, that would be something.
But you guys do 25.
I'd try.
I think I could do 20.
I'm saying conservatively 20.
There's straight down the middle. There's no pressure. I think a lot of people should be able to
straight
come
down the
close
middle
on a 25 maybe.
There's pretty good odds that I hurt myself somewhere doing this, but
I think just pride will be the only
I
thing.
get hit from 20 in rubber boots.
Now we can finally have this race. We're getting on a football field, you and I.
Big Maple Sports Car says Phrase is currently asserting his dominance on Dean Faithfull by kicking footballs over the building in the parking lot.
It is actually happening right now.
Yeah, they're talking out there right now. That's a pretty good one. Hey, tell your friends about the Nielsen show. I know a lot of people are just like, man, I really miss you guys. Wish you were back. And I'm like, we are back. Just go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com. You can click listen live, or of course you can hit us up on YouTube as well. There's a watch live button, so make sure you tell your friends about that. We do need to get into our cool bet hotline of the day, boys, before we get to the text of the day. Such a jammed up show today. I mean, I don't want to think about this too much. Just ride with the Toronto Blue Jays tonight against Maddie's New York Yankees. Matt, what's your level of confidence in your Yankees right now?
There isn't any. They are a
Jays
joke.
minus 159.
They are a mess. Again, the fact that Aaron Boone is still currently employed as the manager of that team, Brian Cashman still employed as the GM of that team, is just a disgrace. George Steinbrenner is rolling in his grave right now by what they have done to this proud franchise.
Sounds like somebody has a little beef, hey?
I got beef later this week right here on the Nielsen Show. So, Matt, yes or no, Yankees plus 140?
Rolling in his grave.
Let's go for the cool bet.
The only way this could almost salvage the season a little bit is if they could sweep this series.
Wouldn't that be
not happening?
The chance of that happening.
Look, as an M's, I'm here for it.
Not-
Roll on pinstripes, hey? I want to see you dancing around this
The
weekend.
Jays should easily win 2 out of 3.
Okay. Okay.
If you want to.
All right. Well, let's crank it up a notch here.
Okay.
Let's go Jays.
Is there a line?
There's -1. The run line is -1. So we could, if they win by 1, we push. If they win by more than 1, it's -110. Well, listen to this guy. Let me see here. 1.5.
How far can we push this against the Yankees?
Jays -1.5 is +133. Let's do it. Let's do it. It's your cool bet hotline of the day. Matawanix Yankees suck the big one right now. So we are going to go Blue Jays -1.5 at +135. Let's make that bank, bro. Jalen Hurts cashed this for us yesterday. We had a Jalen Hurts touchdown, and Jalen Hurts ended up getting that done. Before we get to text of the day, let's get to your sound of the day. We added this today. We were talking about Dame Lillard to the 6. Be ready. Be ready. Hashtag Association City. Just around the corner. I cannot wait when I'm on like a 22-minute LeBron rant and you guys are like, we got to go to break. I say, damn the breaks. It doesn't matter. We'll just keep going.
Basketball is coming back.
We can do that as well. Yeah. All right, text of the day today for A&W, where I did crush another latte this morning. $2 lattes, $1 coffees until the end of September, and then we'll roll out their new special for the month of October. Text of the day. We had some good texts today. We were talking about how Fraze is going to assert his dominance over Peardsy over there. I think we have to. Okay, Eric, you tell me which one. You tell me which one. There's two here that really stood out today. Fraze is going to make himself as large as possible and start honking like a goose to assert dominance.
That's pretty good.
That's from Tommy Rubella. And Fraze will sniff his butt and then piss on Peardsy's leg. Pat in the county.
Too good.
Pat in the county wins text of the day today.
Too good.
Fraze will sniff his butt and then piss on Peardsy's leg and say, this is my hangout.
I just all like just going on a chair too, just soaking that puppy, really marking the territory.
Luchansky in the nasty chat. Fraze is currently telling Dean Faithfull that he was projected to be the number 1 overall global draft pick until he blew out his ACL. Oh, that's a really good one as well. Brett also says the new format allowing you guys to just talk to a guy for 45 minutes is awesome. It really is awesome, isn't it? That was a lot of fun. It was just so.
Wait till LeBron rants.
So like, yeah, it was so like just like a relief to just be like, oh, do we got to get out? Do we got to ask him to stick around? No. All you do is you keep talking to him so he can't leave. And if he tries to get up and leave there, he looks like a jerk.
Well, that's why we put the guest right in the middle.
Yeah,
There's no way out.
Once they get in here, man, they're trapped.
Done. Yeah,
they're trapped. We're gonna try to get like Jeff Jackson in from the and we'll keep him for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, really hot box.
No commercials, no nothing. 2.5 hours straight. Just really stick it to him. That'd be good. Mark in the nasty chat says Gosman over 7.5 strikeouts.
Okay.
-133. All right. Whatever you're doing, you do it at Cool Bet. We have the hangout coming up. It'll be Tommy Gazzola gracing us with his presence today. That's excellent. Matty Iwanek will be there as well. We're going to, once again, redirect you right over to the Hangout, so don't go anywhere. All you have to do is hover your little mouse over the video right now. You'll see a little autoplay button right down in the middle. It's a little play button. Just make sure that is over to the right. Autoplay will be on, and it transfers right on over to the Hangout with Fraze, Pearsy, Matty, and Tommy.
Well, and I just, on that, when this wraps up,
yeah,
you'll see a little circle going
yeah,
for a little bit. You wait through that, then the pop-up will come up saying, we're going to send you over the Hangout in 7, 6, and it will count down and send you over. So if you're getting that little
have
circle,
some patience.
It's going to just
think of it as a countdown.
Let it go.
You can count in your
Hey, did I
mind,
tell you I deactivated Wirecast over there?
I've already reactivated
Okay, all right, perfect. I had to do it for Pit Stop Pals last night. I was going to tell you, and then I totally forgot to right now. Would have been last minute. But you're already taking care of it, so it was good. So yeah, anyway, don't get all freaking out like, oh, it's spinning, it's going to spin.
It's not going to work
for a little bit.
Hold on,
and then it transitions right over to the
countdown in your mind.
Don't go anywhere.
You know,
we got
start at 100,
exactly.
Work your way down, and
either you fall asleep or you get to watch the Hangout. So it works out really well.
And if you're just on the audio stream, eventually you hear a little bit of club beat loop, and then
which is okay too. Yeah. So don't go anywhere. The Hangout is going to be starting in just a matter of moments. Should be a good one today. I'll be back with the Lock Shop at 11 with Huss. We're taking an early look at Week 4 lines in the NFL, seeing what we got in the Canadian Football League as well. Probably diving into the Blue Jays game a little bit. Some NHL futures, I would think, in the cards for us today as well. And then two guys in the goalie with Cass and Gager. Very much looking forward to that episode today as we continue to work our way through our top 50. We'll be talking some more. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into that who plays with Ekholm if Bouchard is playing with Nurse conversation on Two Guys and a Goalie today. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. Appreciate the support. Tell your friends how easy it is to consume Edmonton sports talk. Hopefully it just gets easier and easier. And a huge shout out to our newest client, United Sport and Cycle, coming on board. That's a nice relationship
tomorrow,
with
baby.
them. Huge thanks
Tomorrow.
to Kel and the crew over there as well. Weekly Power Rankings tomorrow. And a bunch of other stuff, too, with them. So that's really exciting. For Matty Wannick and Lieutenant Eric, I'm Dustin Nielsen. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take it easy.